Get started.
Oh, there we go. Welcome, everybody, to the drinking show, where we sometimes talk about arcade games. And,
Did you put new armor on your Tron? What's going on back there?
No, I just using some of the different settings on my camera, so it's a lot brighter in here.
Wow. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt the intro, but like, holy shit.
Oh, that's okay. I know. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. I've kind of grown to like it, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
because it kind of matches. There's plastics in there that are orange and yellow for Clue, and
now, is that
Clue
UV
is
sensitive orange too?
No,
yeah,
it's not. It's just someone, I don't know, because there's two different ways to buy it, either orange or what's the other color? I think it might be silver or blue or something. I'd want to have like kind of a cool blue because everything's blue on that thing. But
yeah, or chrome to match the
chrome would be chrome's so expensive. Oh my god, just the coin door alone is like $550 or something.
What
for chrome? Yeah, for a chrome door.
Chrome is really expensive. Yeah,
and the chrome plunger is like $200, and the legs are, God, what are they? I think they're $300 or $400. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's pricey. It would look awesome in chrome, but man, we're talking big dollars. You can almost buy another pin by the time you're done.
Right.
So
no, I mean, chrome stuff I've done for like one of my cars. I did a ton of chrome on, and yeah, it's fucking expensive.
Yeah, I know. Let's just do the chrome spray paint.
Well, I mean, even if you do like a bright metal finish, like a bright metallic look,
yeah,
it would still look pretty fucking awesome.
I like the sparkly kind of paint, you know, with like a blue. I don't know, kind of neat. I don't know. So maybe someday I'll revisit it and change it. My Medieval Madness is still down. Keith and I narrowed down what's wrong with it. It's on the board. It's a locked open chip that's on the board.
Like one
so
of the
it's not
SSDs or.
I don't know what it's. I forget what it's called.
Like a surface mount chip, or
it's a chip. Yeah, it's a chip that tells the solenoid when to be open or closed. You know, on or off. And it's locked to on. Like the chip's like broken to stay on, because you can test the chips and they show off or on, off or on, off or on, and then they're supposed to be default at off, and that one's defaulted as on, and so I'm contacted support, and I'm waiting for them to get back to me whether they're gonna replace it, or Keith goes, we'll just buy the part at Fry's and fix it. And I'm like, all right.
It's probably like a $4 chip.
Yeah, it's probably nothing. Usually those little chips are pretty cheap. So I'm waiting to see what support says. They didn't get back to me today. They told me to just replace the solenoid in there, and I did. Didn't help. It doesn't matter because they thought it was
the chip is controlling it. Yeah,
because we put a ceramic fuse because that's what was popping, and then when they put a ceramic one, it's like a slow to pop kind of fuse, and it was just staying on and then smoking.
Yeah. So
we shut it down and finally troubleshoot what it was. But
that's sad.
Anyway, I know it's sad. I hate seeing it sick. I put John's. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it from here, but the out of order check back with me tomorrow sign from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, cute.
I have those all over my house. My little son calls them sad signs.
Yeah, they are sad. It makes me sad.
I have to make a stack of sad signs so we can hang them all over the house with painter's tape.
Oh.
They're all over the place.
Did you put it on the toilet? It's like you had a rough night last night. You had destroyed the toilet, hanging on the
toilet. They're all over the place.
Well, my daughter was going to have a whole bunch of friends over for New Year's, so I was like, "Oh fuck, they can't play Medieval Madness because that bums me out when a game's down." So I put the sign on it, getting ready, and it turned out they didn't even party down here. They partied in my daughter's room, and whatever. So it's all good.
Hey, they stayed farther away from you. You're never too hungover.
Yeah, I didn't drink. I hid it in the back behind like the orange juice. They won't drink that.
They won't drink that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have orange juice and canned pineapple juice in the refrigerator, so I hid it behind all that stuff. So
yeah,
that'll work out. So, Carrie, I'm drinking a Moscow Mule.
Ooh, oh Nice.
something different. I made them on New Year's, but they're pretty good.
Mhm.
Only drink like one though, because it's kind of a sweet drink. But
Yeah.
But this came with a metal straw,
Ooh.
so you gotta be careful not to chip your tooth because you put it to your mouth and you ow.
Jeez, yeah.
And you have too many, you can poke your eye out. The metal straw.
You're gonna poke your eye out. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's what you're always telling the ladies. Don't poke your eye out.
Yeah.
don't poke your eye out.
Nice.
Don't chip a tooth either.
So anyway, I guess I should do the teaching duties
that's
here.
easy.
I don't know if we have any question for
We
the.
have a question, yeah. So we have our retrospective question on what is your 2018 arcade New
You
Year's?
guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
What is your arcade
Oh,
resolution for
fine.
2018?
Yes, and did your 2017 arcade resolution from our show last year come through?
And we were supposed to write them down. I don't know if anybody did. Just
Nope,
to
I have no idea what my
compare.
resolution was last year.
I forgot.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know mine.
So no one did their homework.
That's
Nobody did their homework.
I'm
We
pretty
all-
sure I said something about making my arcade more presentable.
okay, then
Yeah.
that didn't happen.
I got 10% better this year. A 10!
Tan,
fucking
tan,
tan.
fucking
Tan. Oh, we need Jim
All of
here.
our resolutions came
Wow.
through. Do any of our guests in the IRC remember anyone's resolution?
Oh, I gotta get our IRC
Mm.
going here,
Yeah, I always
so I
have
can
to
look at all the
address.
naked pictures.
Yeah, it's basically Brian Frober, Sarah AB87, and Mike the Gleek just going at it.
In other words, it's pure.
We got main
quality.
lover in there.
And I haven't seen hardly any boobs tonight.
Well,
And no names like Steve takes it in the ass.com or anything like that. Or mock, I should say.
yeah. Yeah, who is this Steve person?
Yeah, it was a Steve character. Okay, let's
I always
see.
have to try to find the IRC link.
Yeah, do we have it in our
If you go to
YouTube?
the YouTube, it's in the description right below the YouTube
Oh,
video.
there we go.
Oh,
Bam!
way to think ahead, Orange Whip.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe it was in that message he sent out, but I guess it wasn't. I just looked at the message.
What's Orange Whip doing again? He's buying arcade games or something?
Yep.
He's gonna get 4 of everything?
I think he's got it all. He's got it like all figured out. If it's a Tuesday night, he's either going to get games somewhere or he's sick.
Sick. Yeah, exactly.
One of the two.
That's so true. Yeah, all the other days of the week.
Right.
Is it in our?
And not a job to do.
Right.
Okay, I'm still not seeing where the link is for the IRC. Oh,
Oh, it's in
yeah.
the description.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Look at
I guess
that.
Gleek has that big wiener as like standard, right? When you open it up.
That's right. His big wiener is standard.
Yeah, that's standard. Okay.
That must be the web version.
All right, we got batshit crazy in the chat. Main
Batshit-
lover.
Batshit Crazy is the bot. So.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, Main Lover.
Dan P. Dehacked. Ear. IEURE.
Mhm.
Take this off. Ugh. All right. So, who wants to start on the question for arcade
Yeah, 20
resolutions?
2018 arcade resolutions.
2018.
Who have them?
Should probably talk about Nat a little bit too. I think
Sure.
because it's 3 months away. And is this going to be a public event or is this a
Yeah.
private event? So.
Good question. How many people do you guys want you to have over at your houses?
Yeah, right.
Mine 0 because it's small, so just you guys. But I don't know if or are we gonna just do a meetup at the Arcade Expo? Arcade Expo is opening January. Just for, I think the pinball side. They're doing a pinball thing, but I'm gonna be in Disney World. But I'd go if I was here. I think it's the 12th through the 14th. That
So just a
weekend.
couple weeks.
So, yeah. So that would be fun. I'd like to do that. But yeah. So in March,
Is it MagFest coming up too, as far as other events?
MagFest.
Is that where
Yeah,
Buffett's
it's actually like this coming weekend. It's like the first weekend of January,
Yeah.
I think.
So that's probably where Buffett's been for the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
prepping
yeah.
for that.
Nice. What did that taste like? Pizza?
Boiled hot dogs.
It was actually chicken noodle soup soda because I had one because I thought we weren't doing this. I chugged one. I thought I was going to bed, and then now I'm having a beer on top of it.
Oh Lord! Oh, that's wow.
So does anybody
Yeah.
want to start with their arcade New Year's resolution?
I'll start with mine. Not that it's much of a resolution, but and I don't remember what I thought last year. God only knows. This year, in terms of collecting, which is, I think the probably the main, I don't know, resolution, but whatever. I really, I've looked at my collection, and I really want to focus on vector games.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole, like some of the older ones too, kind of the little more, some of the cool classic stuff. I'm looking
Like
forward
Star
to
Castle or something.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to delving into rip off and seeing how that goes. With I have a few other projects in line ahead of it, but it would be cool to be able to get some better skills with doing those sorts of projects. So yeah, just something a little different. So there you go. That's kind of what
That's good. No, that's
yeah,
something.
that's what I'm hoping. 2018 will find me with more with the small handful more of vector games because I have no more room.
You said you have some projects ahead. Did you once say your whack-a-mole is working or not working?
It's not working, and I'm. It was working. It didn't come back to life after Halloween was hard on it. And I think it's a power supply issue. And I actually got sorry, the dog. It's always
murdering a groundhog.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard on
It's interesting. There's two.
Is Jim over there tonight?
Well, that's what it's this cool Kong toy that has the squeaker in the middle.
Oh, I thought it was a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a jelly donut dildo.
You've seen the website. There's the quiz, sex toy or dog toy. It's so funny. Like I only do
Everything would be a sex toy to me.
marginally better than chance on it. I think when I took the quiz, I got like 62%. Like, oh,
that's funny.
I know. It really is. And mainly because it's like, I have that dog toy. But yeah, so whack-a-mole is interesting. It has two power supplies with two separate voltages, and that's it. There's no switch or anything. There's a 24 volt and a 12 volt, I think it is, 28 volt and a 12 volt, and or maybe it's a 5. I have to check. Yeah. So one of them is dialed in perfect, and the other one is showing like crazy low voltages. So I got a new one of those power supplies, and I'm like, yes, I figured it out. And I installed the new one. It's doing the exact same thing. But there's hardly anything that can go wrong. It's like you're from where you are with the power supply. It's like power supply, and it goes to the outlet. I do think it might have some connection with the other power supply, so I'm going to need to pull that one out. And of course, it's in a place where you can't really see it very well, so you have to disconnect everything and pull everything out because why make it convenient? But that's the only thing I can think of why the moles. Because they actually, when I adjusted the other power supply, it acted better. But yeah, the little guys aren't popping up quite right. And it's
Did it die on Halloween? Is that when it died?
Yes.
Kids were whacking the shit out of it.
I think there were some damn teenagers. They were holding the moles down.
Oh, that's
that I didn't, and I didn't see it. Taylor told me afterwards, and I didn't say, and you didn't say something. But
yeah, whack a teenager. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah,
give me that hammer.
It just hasn't worked right since, which is a bummer because I was hoping to take it to my holiday office party, and that's probably not going to happen.
So you could totally do it. You'd bring like a suitcase and lay it over the top of those whack-a-moles and get all the tickets.
Yeah,
A suitcase. Like a giant suitcase.
Big suitcase laid over the top of those moles.
Bring it like sheets of OSB to put on top.
Yeah.
Pull it down.
Just sitting on it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Spitting tickets up the pop.
So I notice we have Keith in the room.
Yeah, welcome,
We don't
Keith.
see Keith very often, so welcome, Keith.
Keith.
Yay!
What's going
I'm
on?
hosting today.
The daring dirt.
Did you hear our question for the night?
No.
So you can
Perfect.
Start
Then
thinking
I'm
about it.
passing it to Keith. Haha,
Yeah, well, no, I'll let Keith
Just
think
kidding.
about it.
I was the first one to answer.
You should be nice to me, Carrie.
I know. I totally should be nice. I am. I'm very. Yes. Sorry. You can be last. You can. I will not choose you.
No, what's the question?
The question is,
Resolution.
what's your 2018 arcade resolution? But you can give you can get some time to think about it.
I'll choose something
Yeah,
else.
give me a break.
I'm going to choose the person
The
who
list
should be
is
nice
large.
to me, which is Mr. Chris Gack. Chris,
And he left.
get your shit out of my garage, Chris.
Oh.
Chris,
Get your
Chris,
shit
why
you coming to
get my
get
game,
your
Chris?
game out of my garage. When you come in to get your game, Chris. Oh, we can't hear you now.
Chris, are you too drunk to fuck again, Chris?
Oh, God.
Oh.
Start the year off with a bang.
Or not a dang.
Chris, what's with the floppy dick, Chris?
Chris, you drunk again from that arcade show again, Chris?
You can hear us, apparently.
Yep.
You talking to those losers again, Chris? He can't respond. Is his mic out?
He had a long day. He was picking up Christmas trees.
Yeah,
That's not fair. We can't rag on him if he can't respond.
No, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, we can.
Perfect. All right. Well, then, actually,
Self-muted.
Chris, did you break your mic again, Chris?
Hey, why don't you restart so Griffin can jump in?
Yeah.
He's in. Joel's here, but he's not here.
Oh, too funny. Oh my God.
Oh man.
All right.
Real quick, Carrie, congratulations on over 1,300 views on your Christmas video.
Right? Isn't that cool?
Isn't that cool, you guys?
Should have monetized that fucker.
We have $1,
But it had $2.76.
Yeah, exactly. Don't spend it all in one button.
You almost buy a few tacos at Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool, though. A lot of people watch that video. That's pretty cool.
That was awesome.
And a lot of positive reviews on the response comments,
Which I appreciated. That it makes it much more likely I do it again. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know, we'll see about this. But
Well, now you're stuck doing it every year.
it was fun. Jim ended up with a lot of work out of it, but I did my part too. But yeah, it was
You got
fun.
the easy part.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty. You do the rest.
And sing. All right, I gotta go. Have fun. Have fun.
Got a plane to catch.
Fix it in post, as they say.
Yeah. Hey, I came up with those lyrics and most of the images, but yeah, he brought the creative talent to it all. He did way more than I expected. I was thinking, because he had his year-end video for his work. I said, if you don't have time, like I'll put together I can do like a PowerPoint presentation. You can just record it, then I'll just like push like PowerPoint slides. And that might have had him thinking, not on my watch, you won't. So yeah, it was really good. All right. Well, I'll pass it separately. So I'm going to pass it to Andrew.
Oh,
But
I
I'm
have Jim sound effect.
well, so
Wait.
I think mine's kind of generic, but not out of the realm of possibility, which is to get, all my games working 100%.
There you go.
It's like most of them are there, most of them are working great, but like got Warlords, which obviously needs to be working, period. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to spend this year actually doing real arcade work.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Seems like that.
How many games are down right now?
Warlords is having non-working completely. track and field is not saving scores.
That's an easy one.
That's an easy one.
Whiteboard works just fine.
Yeah, right?
The whiteboard
Yeah, but
solution.
it totally is. But the problem is, like, track and field saves the scores for the best, top 3 for each event, and the high score. So,
Do you have garbage in all your high scores now?
Yeah.
It's just the battery. That's probably your easiest fix.
Can you hear me now?
I think I ended up fixing it.
No. What's that, Andrew?
Yeah, I ended up fixing it the first time. I think was it resetting the RAM on it?
Right.
Yeah, and then it worked for a month or so, and then went back to dead.
Well, whenever you replace a battery, you got to reset it anyways because it's got to clear out all the junk that's in there because it's saved it to memory anyway. So whenever you replace a battery, you got to reset everything.
Okay.
Anyway,
I knew that was an easy fix because I'd done it once before. It was temporarily, so I was like, all right, that narrows it down what the problem was. And it was like that when I got it. So,
was there killer scores on it that you lost?
No. I'm not. I don't have. I've never even finished track and field. So, at least the way I had it set.
Heath almost. Did you finish it when we were over there?
Yeah, a couple times.
You were on the last one. Okay.
I should have saved that picture. There was KJE all the way down every single score on Griffin. I don't think he's ever touched it.
Where's Griffin? Griffin, where are you?
Taking a leak. Yeah. Here, I'll go on my question.
Eating Chinese. So there you go. Yeah. So
let's go get some more quarters.
You want egg roll? I give you free wonton. Keith, why don't you go ahead and answer the questions?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as everybody else. I want to try and get everything working 100%. Everything's working. I got a couple little things I want to do. My big project, though, is I want to get both the force feedback up and running on my twin driver. My goal is to get that done before NAT. A guy over in Europe had created some custom interface boards that you can use with any like MAME or whatnot, but it interfaces with all the original force feedback units that are in any of the Sega drivers or any of the Model 1, Model 2 Sega drivers. So Crafty helped me get some PCB files converted so I could get them printed here in the States over at Osh Park. So hopefully going to get those done in the next couple months. Then I got another project I want to get done within the next 6 months, put together another game. I'll try and save that for a reveal. But yeah, I want to try and get my driver all wrapped up with all the force feedback running. I think
is that a secret, or did you tell me about that one already?
No, remember when I put the game together originally, I talked about all the force feedback. The guy created those custom interface boards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just
you have to send me those files too that we were talking about.
Oh right? Yeah, all the PNG texture files.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me make a note because I'll
forgot about that. I totally forgot. We talked about that. I wasn't even drunk.
For once. I want to get my Daytona up and running and fix my Centipede board and a DK monitor. That's about it. Other than that, I'm pretty...
Yeah, everything's working at your house pretty much, so...
Give it 3 weeks. It's all going to go to hell because we're going to have a get-together.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we'll jinx it.
Yeah.
You didn't have a Christmas party at your house for games or anything this year, so...
No, we didn't. We typically.
Or you did, and I didn't come.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you didn't get the memo.
Oopsie.
He didn't have any MAME control panels that needed work.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There's the gack coming back at me.
Yeah, they didn't meet the aircraft carrier size requirement. You know.
Bigger is better.
Yeah, it's like whack-a-mole. It's like whack-a-mole. You just put a suitcase on it. You can play like 5 games at once.
Yeah. Well, if Todd Tucky ever pushes my main cabinet off the roof, it'll fly.
Yeah, it'll glide and land graciously.
Yeah, it'll just glide and safely land.
All right.
So anyway, so Keith, is that it? Are you gonna pass it, or
Yeah,
more?
Who hasn't gone yet?
Nobody. Joel, let's ask Joel before he leaves.
I'm back. Sorry.
Joel, did you hear the question
Hang
for the
The,
Wipe that in your beard. You got some.
the New Year's resolutions question, right?
yeah,
Right.
like
Arcade
arcade related for 2018?
No, really. I didn't really. No, I haven't really thought of anything. I mean, just keep on going. Keep doing what I'm doing.
You're gonna try
and keep
to cut the bottoms off of 6 cabinets this year.
Man,
Is
Yeah, I
Thief finished? Is that all done?
is with Thief?
Thief?
Yeah, Thief's finished. I just got to track down a glitch in one of the memory chips is bad. So I've got to track that down. And the monitor could do with a recap, but it's fine. It's fully playable. It's really, it's fine.
And the audio's working with the car 52. Got a thing on 72 and whatever.
It's all working. Did the MP3 conversion for that one. But yeah, that's working. So I know maybe New Year's resolution, try and pick up a cab that doesn't need the bottom fucking replaced. Oh my god,
that's funny.
Yeah, that's about it. I know. Try and get the place ready for Nat. That's really my main focus.
Is everything running at your house right now?
No, Star Wars died on the evening of my Star Wars party. That was right before the.
No!
Yeah, come over. We'll watch.
It hated the movie too.
Yeah.
And of course, I turned it on, and no monitor. So it was plain blind. The high voltage cutout is on all the time on the HV board.
I'd rather have that than a board issue.
What's that?
I said I'd rather have a monitor than a board issue on that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no doubt. So yeah, I tried. There's an R17. Is the variable resistor on that? You turn that down, power cycle the game, and you turn it all back up to where it was before, and that resets the trip, the high voltage safety trip. Did that a bunch of times, and it was just even with the pot turned all the way down, the HV trip light was still on. So I had to pull the board and send it back to Pat Dennis, who did the rebuild originally for me.
I thought that was the D-Baz, or was that the other monitor that you built?
I never managed to get that repro one working the way I wanted it. It always had all these squiggly lines in the horizontal lines. There's this wobble to them. And I could never get it. And I tried working with Des on it, and he could never work it out. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't.
Did you hand wind that coil, or did you find a yoke?
No, I bought his. Oh, you mean the coil on the back of the monitor?
Yeah.
That is an original Amplifone.
You
coil.
found one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know guys were hand winding. Remember, they were hand winding.
Well, it's actually the one that I have in here. I just used original Amplifone boards in it in the end. So that's in the game. But no, Pat was really cool. I sent out a question to Vector List, and Pat came back. He said, just send it back to me, and I'll take a look at it. So that's what I did. But everything else, I think, is working okay. I turned on my Joust the other day, which has got the 19-1 board in it that I got from Till. And it just boots straight into Joust. And I noticed when you play 2-player, you use the player 1 joystick, it controls both birds, which was really weird. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I've got like a cross ground or something in the control panel. And it's odd. Never seen that before.
That's strange.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. But Yeah, I know. Keep looking for the pickups, but I mean, like we were talking about,
It's been
earlier
dry
today,
out there.
Like, just
It's so dry.
oh god, it's bad. It's bad, bad, bad.
Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing out there but like golden teas.
Right.
and MAME cabinets and
Yeah,
It's
16
right up your
ones.
alley.
I already got one.
You know what is left are all the 90s stuff. That's all I see now.
Actually, I
90s
had someone
stuff.
contact me last night about a oh fuck, what the hell was it? Oh, House of the Dead. And I guess they must have seen my Craigslist ad that I haven't refreshed or renewed in weeks. So who knows? But they sent me a text like, "Yeah, you still buying arcade games?" And I was like, "Yeah." Get a picture of House of the Dead, and I was like, "It's a little bit newer than I like, but I'll let you know if I find anyone else who wants to buy one for $900."
Hey, John says it kills it at the hangar.
But does
Yeah,
House-
right. No, true. It's like, I mean, gun games. Yeah, I mean, if you're operating, sure, you gotta have that. There's no way I want them to.
You play through
So
it
I
once,
would
you're
like
like,
a phone
I'm
number
done.
for someone in the Denver area who wants to buy a House of the Dead for $900. It's apparently fully working. Let me know.
All right, Joel, pass it.
Yeah. Is it wide open right now?
Passing it for
Carrie has
the
gone.
question.
I've
Keith
gone.
has I've gone.
Oh, I'll pass it to Keith.
I already
No,
went.
Keith's already gone.
Gone.
Jim hasn't gone, and Dave hasn't gone, and I haven't gone, and
Jack hasn't gone.
Jim
Jack
hasn't
hasn't
gone.
gone. Yeah.
Pass it to Jim.
I don't have everything set up yet. What are we talking about? Things?
Have you been able to make it to the store because it's so cold, so you can get some new
Stop.
razors?
He has to protect his face.
Yeah, he's
I'm trying to keep your face warm.
Trying to
or
keep
if
his,
the
yeah.
heater breaks.
I get to enjoy this for 3 more days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
you have a visitor coming in 3 days, I take
Yeah.
it.
Save that shit.
What a coincidence.
You better
I
save
hate
that
those inner,
shit.
I hate those inner thigh rashes too myself.
Gets the best.
Jim, when are you gonna shave that shit, Jim?
Jim, it's tickling my eyebrows, Jim.
Wait
Did they get lower?
It has been fucking cold. I will say that. It was a regular temperature of -10.
Jesus,
Gosh.
awful. That
Wind
shouldn't
chill
warm up
-30.
before any.
But today it was scalding hot because it was positive 12 degrees.
Woo!
That's right. People are outside partying.
Shorts.
Like Mardi Gras.
Guys playing frisbee.
That's right.
So at what point does your car just say, fuck it, it's too cold? We're not going to work.
Yeah.
That's why I have a remote starter. Yeah. And that's why I
Colin,
leave
too
too.
cold.
Yep. Worry about that old beater that's not going to start today. Yeah. Now we use everyone. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people. I would say probably more than half the people have remote starters for their cars. So in the winter, you can let your car warm up, and then in the summer, you can let it cool down when it's really hot. So I use it all year round.
But does the car ever just not work because it's just too fucking cold?
Older vehicles
cars,
do. You
but
see
not-
them
but
out
not-
stalled on the side of the road all the time. Yeah.
Ugh.
your tire pressure goes down a little bit. Yeah.
C-Bart is
Well,
not
you
on the
notice,
Hangout.
Harry, you
He's
notice
frozen
that
solid.
people
Yeah.
move their windshield wipers away from their
Yes.
windshield, so that there's no ice form.
Yeah, no,
Hmm,
thought that. It's
interesting.
like, wow, yeah, right. Never occurred to me before.
California doesn't understand these problems.
Nope. It was, I think, 64 and sunny today. It was a beautiful day. It was an absolute gorgeous
Yeah,
day.
I'd be
The
wearing
low
like
60s.
80s style short shorts in that weather.
Yeah.
Shorts.
Look at these hairy legs.
Short. Yeah, exactly. He wears short shorts.
Oh, I got to be
I
jeans shorts.
don't mean to digress. Was there a question tonight?
Yeah, what's your 2018 New Year's arcade resolution?
Well, God, the date keeps getting pushed back, but potentially maybe get my first pin.
Yay!
Woo!
Join the club.
Yeah. We'll see.
That'd be almost half of us have pins.
I always do math in my head, like, oh, okay, at my budget, I should be able to have this much saved up by this date, and then I don't account for like, oh, holidays, car insurance, other things that all of a sudden,
heroin habit.
Yeah, 'cause I do buy it. I get 2 giant checks for my insurance, because I just do it biannually.
Are you still looking into a Monopoly or something totally different?
Actually, I put Monopoly as like my number 2. The one I want is Lord of the Rings. Playing it at CAX.
Keith has a playfield you can buy from him if you need.
For a low price of one.
Still on
these days, like $6 grand, something like that.
Yeah,
like 5-ish, 6-ish.
55, 6.
Yeah, there was one in Anaheim that I saw on Craigslist, and I'm like, don't click it, don't click it.
Was there a
click it?
Was
Yeah,
there a
they sold
premium
it.
and a
Thank
pro for
God.
that?
There was an LE.
Keith?
Later. There was an LE later down the
I
road.
told Carrie the only way that she could buy a Lord of the Rings pinball is if it gets shipped to me.
I told him, I'm
So
like,
they all pretty much play the same and was right.
Yeah, there was no premium LE staging at that point in time. The only reason why that LE got made was because they ended up doing 4 runs.
Potatoes.
And actually, Jersey Jack Rooney got convinced Gary to do the limited edition for Lord of the Rings, and that's kind of what started the whole downward spiral, I guess you could call it.
I hate the tier system. I hate the pro premium bullshit. I wish it was just one.
Stupid. It's not a fucking car.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, do you want a car with an engine or without?
You want all the bells and whistles?
Yeah, do you want to take out some awesome features just so you can say you have one,
Sorry, we don't have your pin in that color.
Windows?
If you want the Galactic Aqua,
You know what's really lame though, that they like nickel and dime bullshit like with Metallica. They won't put spinners on the Pro just to make it different. It's like spinners cost like no money, but they won't have them on it just to make it different. Stupid. Right, Keith?
Yeah. I will say though, Guardians of the Galaxy, I think they've started a little bit of a shift because Guardians is their first pin where there was nothing major, nothing
mechanical.
Fundamentally different. It was just cosmetic.
Yes, and that's what it should be.
This is the first game that they, there wasn't not like Aerosmith or Game of Thrones. Hey, we're pulling out a whole fucking playfield. It was just cosmetic stuff like the little rocket figure bounces up and down in the premium and the LE. You have Groot's arms, which are just aesthetic. There's a single magnet in the center of the playfield versus a cluster of 3. Not too much of a big deal. And then
the power thing opening and closing.
Yeah, that's just aesthetic. And then the artwork and the powder coat on the armor, which was about it.
Have they had any updates to that? Because I'm reading forums, people are pissed about only 2 songs. And they're like, if I have to hear Hooga Chaka one more time, I'm going to hurt somebody.
You know what? I'm surprised you even got 2 of those songs.
I know.
Griffin and I had talked about it. I'm surprised they got any license. That's just...
They got 2 songs. They got Cherry Bomb and that Can't Stop This Feeling. Is that the name of the song?
It's such a boutique product. I mean, you're talking about selling sub 4,000 of these. and you got to pay royalties to
every single song.
an artist, a writer, producer, a record label.
Goddamn.
I wonder if in the back room talks, they is the new system on the new system has the community worked out how to hack the new ones yet?
The spike system.
Spike system.
Yeah.
Because in the back room they're like, look, we can't afford all this licenses, but fuck it, we know everyone will just get the songs themselves and put them all on. So
well, it's just like Star Trek. I swapped out all the motion picture music from the soundtrack.
It sounds good.
That's probably what they thought. They just screw it. We'll just let someone in the community do the illegal licensing one and just make it easy for them to put all the songs on, and we'll
Pretty
go.
much.
"Oh, we didn't know. Oh well."
Yeah.
I'm hearing good things about
we got
the pin.
hacked.
Yeah. Now I hear good things about the pin. People are somewhat liking it. So
Other than the call-outs, which they couldn't afford, same thing. They couldn't afford.
an actor to go,
Or all
we're
the
in this
movie
mode
clips.
or that mode.
Problem is everybody wants all the original actors, but you can't afford to pay all those people.
Yeah.
So they got Ernie Hudson to come in.
Yeah.
And he recorded.
They got him for like $1.98.
Yeah.
But when you step back and you look at it, I mean, you can still do it right though. Look what Jack did with The Hobbit.
The Ripper.
Yeah. They got an impersonator.
Yeah, and he sounded just like him.
Sounds just like Gandalf the Grey. Yeah, it sounds awesome. Multi-ball.
Nice.
We just need to get him to say, "Where's my lemon cookie?"
Where's my lemon cookie?
Best joke teller. You were the best joke teller, Mark.
This takes some
So
years.
animated.
But yeah, I
we
played Guardians
just got to
of
get him
the Galaxy.
primed ahead of time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I got a few for when you come over for Nat. So.
Oh, nice.
You gotta get a pre-
Oh shit! Let me pass it off.
Yeah, the
forgot.
group multi-ball. Good.
Go mock. I think you said you hadn't gone.
Yeah, I haven't gone. I don't really have one. So
There, you get
I
the
think
one.
to get probably at least 2 new arcade stand-up games in here. Like I said, I want Robotron, but I'll probably get something else. I just don't know what yet. So it'll be.
But
just
you have it
probably
on me.
Exactly. You know what I would kind of like to have is either like maybe like a sprint or a off road. I really think those are a lot of fun when people are over. Those are just a lot of fun to play with people. Like I said, I want something that I can't play on the arcade cabinet because those you can't play. You can't play a off road on that, because you need that cool steering wheel and the nitrous and all that stuff. I don't know. That's just a really fun 3-player game. And that's the other thing. I saw one sheet for had 2 steering wheel. The 2-player version. I think I saw it for like $500 or something on Craigslist, but I'm like, I don't know. Should I just like wait for a 3-player one? I don't know.
Yes.
So yeah, because it's just way more fun with 3 people yelling at each other and stuff. So
And
anyway,
those are more common than the 2-player, so they're usually less money, and especially because they take a
and
big.
they're so big. Yeah, I don't even know if it'll fit in this room. I'll probably have to dismantle it. I think the pedals come off and stuff on it. So Keith, you had one, right?
Yeah, you just need to take the control panel off.
Yeah. So
I have one too.
You do?
Yeah, the pedals and the control panel come off.
Do you have one or a warehouse?
I've got 50 of them.
One warehouse.
Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Don't buy
Don't
games
tell
with
anybody.
batteries less than 50 now.
Oh, wait, I want to
Let's
change
keep
my
on a deal.
2018 New Year's resolution for arcades. And what the fuck, Dave?
I want to change mine. I feel like I have a better resolution than Vector Games.
All right, sorry, moving on.
Gleek wants to burn my meme cab up. Fuck off. You're not coming over.
Wow.
Not even gonna light it on fire. Okay, so who hasn't gone yet?
Dave?
I think Dave.
Dave? All right, Dave.
Oh, yeah,
it's all
so-
you.
I don't remember 2017.
None of us do.
2018.
None of us remember what our
I-
17 resolution was.
2018, I have to reconfigure this basement because I have 6 more games coming down here, and I'm like looking, and I'm like, I've got to take down this work. I have a workbench area that was sectioned off before I bought the house, and it's not really utilizing the space well. But I need to because I got to get these games down here or get a bigger house, which won't be this year, maybe next year. Yeah, the wife keeps pushing for another house, and that's the only reason I'm even considering it. Okay, maybe we should.
One for her and one for you. That's a bad thing.
Just one with a bigger basement, a full-size basement. And I'd like to get one of the broken games down here working by 2019. That'd be nice. On the 3 that are broken.
They require a cap kit.
We'll just we'll start one. We'll just stay one.
Yeah, yeah. We'll ship Gak up and help you with that.
Call a Gak hotline. He'd be happy to help you.
Oh, I love. Yeah.
His mic isn't working. Or...
Oh no!
Oh no, not again.
Good. Let's all talk shit.
Chris, why don't you ever solder anything, Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Chris, why is your computer always broken, Chris?
About the topic, Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Why can't you do a cap kit, Chris?
You know what's going to happen is we're going to end up meeting Gak's wife someday, and we're going to, without thinking about it, make a reference to that and realize she's right fucking there.
Oh, no. What did you say, Keith?
Nothing.
was that for me?
No.
Oh.
But would she recognize that she does it? Because you don't always recognize that you do things.
You got to open your mouth wider, Gak.
Whoa.
Chris, why do you sound like a robot?
How many golf balls can you fit in there?
Open your mouth wider, Chris.
Lean back and putting the salt shaker in your mouth.
Yeah.
Chris, why is our internet so shitty, Chris? Why do we get 2 megabytes a second, Chris?
Everything just...
Chris, that was a horse's dick, Chris.
He did have it up in the air.
Way
up here.
It's talent.
Nice. It's black too.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, hold on now.
I'm sorry for our audio-only listeners.
Yeah,
you
looks like a coffee tumbler.
We missed the jerking off motion on a horse visual.
Let me break this down.
20%. Yeah.
We need a dry erase board so we can illustrate.
Oh my God.
It's not good for radio. It's not good. Gak is very good for TV right now.
Yeah.
Can you illustrate with a light bright? Yeah.
It'll just take a while to make
Oh my God.
picture.
I used to fucking love my light bright.
Look, it's a horse cock.
Light bright was
I was thinking more like a
My light
backlight.
was so cool.
Then you run out of black paper.
Right? Oh, and I was.
No, that was the cheapest one too because it wasn't 8.5 by 11. So if you got a piece of black card like instruction paper, it wouldn't actually.
You got to cut it.
You got to cut it,
Yeah.
custom cut it. And then you didn't want to poke holes in it because like you just made perfect.
Oh yeah, totally. I was like,
Oh,
There you go.
quick, say something. Yeah, speak now while you still can.
All right, my New Year's resolution is somewhere around
Quick, mute him.
240 by 320. My New Year's resolution is somewhere around 240 by 320. That's a monitor.
Oh, jeez.
But no, actually, believe it or not, I really want to actually try to learn to solder maybe at some point. So
Oh,
I
that's
think
so fun.
my audio board.
You ruin all our jokes. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But okay, well, somebody want to come over to my house and fix all my audio things on my Donkey Kong machines?
I want to go over to your house and fix all your audio problems on your fucking computer.
I know, right?
You can start with taking that 1998 computer and throw it in the garbage.
Dude, I just upgraded it. I just
upgraded. I got another 10 years out of it.
No,
we'll buy you a 2002 computer. It'll work great.
Well, last week when we were trying to do the live games, my shit kept cutting out then too, and I figured it out. I was like, I got a mini fridge right next to my computer, and it's like every time the compressor kicks on the fridge, it cuts out my microphone.
That was fucking hilarious.
Why is your microphone plugged into your fridge?
I know. I don't,
Yeah.
It's like Cousin Eddie with the metal plate in his head. Every time the microwave turned on, I'd piss my pants and forget
Right.
who I was for half an hour.
There you go. Remember those old computers have like serial ports in the back of it and shit for like keyboard
For the
and
game
stuff?
ports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I plug my controller into the sound card.
Right
Yeah,
now-
the sound card.
Makes
for it.
perfect
Well,
sense.
he's not here right now, but I'm blaming Orange Rips for some of my fuck ups right now because he had me changing like settings on the microphone and headset, tinkering with the game stuff last week, and I can't figure out how to.
Plug your microphone into the refrigerator.
That's your
I
fault for
think
trusting
so,
Orange
right?
Whip.
And where is he now?
Why would you just trust an unemployed?
Getting his
Canadian.
spy hunter.
Maybe he's unemployed because he was so shitty at IT stuff or whatever. Right?
Boy, he picked the
Oh.
wrong night not to be.
Can't hold down a job because
Sorry, Orange Rip, I'm fucking with you.
That's right, folks. We're live.
That's all I had to do. You say, hey, try this. Oh, then do
Ears
this.
flowing.
Brad is gonna
Oh,
watch
I'm gonna try
this.
this.
Where's your-
Hey, Orange,
See how far I can lead him along.
Yeah.
We're just jealous that we can't get a $25 Robotron like you.
Yeah.
And it be our ninth one.
Yeah, exactly. And they paid you the $25 to take it away.
Yeah.
And that was
Okay.
Canadian.
Yes.
Well, Carrie and Mule hooked me up with my latest deal tonight, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
Thank you very much.
Woo! You're
I
very
can't
welcome.
can't seem to find my circuit board in the mess right now, but I've got one of those J-Rock Berserk Frenzy boards that I got
Oh, yeah.
about a year ago. Sidebar story, but you guys know the March of Dimes thing every year the guy does. Dean Ayer,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
is the guy's name out of Southern California. Isn't
Yeah,
he?
I've done that a few
I wanna
years.
say. Yeah, so I've done it for like 5 years now or something. And so last year I won the Berserk Frenzy board. So I was like, I'd like to find a cabinet that's like, been converted or maybe doesn't work, and that'd be perfect for that board to go in. And then just yesterday, I was looking through all the local stuff, and I'm like, Carrie, did you see this? Because I knew it was like pretty much in her backyard.
Yep.
And too bad the other deals didn't work out for you.
I know.
But,
Yeah. But, oh well. Yeah.
Story of your life.
So I had my extended, I'll call you South Bay area sanction of the GAC Attack team of arcade buyers.
Yep. Me and
Pick that
Gino.
up for me. So it looks like a nice cabinet. Like you said, the marquee and bezel look like they're flaking, but other than that, it looked pretty solid to me.
Yeah, and actually,
Pretty
honestly, the marquee looks pretty good. The bezel it's pretty big time in terms of the flaking, and
Yeah.
I'd throw some triple thick on there about as quickly as you could possibly do it. But
Right.
and so what's interesting is that, well, not interesting. What's annoying is that the guy took things apart in order to transport them, I think, to make the cabinet lighter, which is cool
Oh.
that the cabinet's lighter, but so one of the things included is like the side, like the side wood that has all of the,
So it's like
sliders
support
and
rails for
things.
the monitor.
Yeah, which is heavy as fuck. So that's there's that. There's the monitor is separate. Like there's all these parts that are separate. So it's taking up a lot of room in my garage. So I've decided that my New Year's resolution for 2018 is to have other people's shit the fuck out of my garage. I'm like, what was I thinking about more vector games?
Pretty sure that
in
was
my-
2017 too. Now that I
Yeah.
I think that
We
was.
started.
Get your
I,
shit
and I thought that I had done it in 2017, but I hadn't. So, and it's so funny because I just sold that. Sadie, knock it off, honey.
You just freed up a spot,
I
right?
did. I literally I freed up that spot like what was it, like 4 days ago or something?
Yeah.
And it's already fucking full again. And this weekend, like exactly. She put her paw on me. This weekend, I was like, oh, this is great. I actually had room where I could move things around. I could get work done, because not having room is stalling my projects. Like I just can't get to them. And so when Gino and I, yeah, sweetheart. When Gino and I know Kiefer, she's like, I'm so bored. This show's stupid. So Gino and I slid in Berserk, and I had to push Cloak and Dagger, which is the one I was like getting all this stuff done. Like I was so productive the last couple of days. It's been so much fun. So I had to slide that deep into the garage as we slid Berserk there. And so as we put Berserk there, Gino and I are looking at it in this row of games all in front that create a wall of barricade. And I just go, guess I won't be working on that Cloak and Dagger anytime soon.
Hint, Chris.
Yeah,
Right.
I know. Chris, get your game out of my box, Chris.
Just tell her you'll trade her for a pole position. She won't.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, and the dude had a pole position too. He was asking. It was pretty much
like $120, I think.
Yeah, I was asking for 120, no monitor. This one at least came with the monitor. No monitor. I don't know if there were boards or not. And I just laughed. Like seriously, I could not keep the sarcasm out of my voice when I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. Like, yeah, no.
And it's like, okay, so this last few 2-3 months here, all this talk we've been doing with the Cloak and Dagger Defender conversion, all that. It's like Defenders were always like raining, and I'm like, they're left and right, $50, $100, conversions.
It's raining.
I can't find any right now.
I know.
Nothing's out there right now.
No.
It's so dead.
I think that's why this guy got so much interest, because there's nothing. It's multi-cave machines that run on them.
Nice. What a callback.
Right. I think that was only 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it really has been just a wasteland on Craigslist lately.
Well, $1,000 Asteroid Deluxes, apparently.
Oh, so it ended up, hey, welcome there, Arcade.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yay.
How's it going? A long time no see.
Yeah.
It's
so
been
turns
busy.
out that has been, that was $1,000 for the two. So it was, but still more than the guy was asking. And that got him thinking that he'd put way
I
too
think
low
he was
prices
asking
on it.
320 for some reason, a weird number.
Right.
He
For
320 on the Asteroids Deluxe.
yeah.
And then he got 500 for it, basically, right?
Right. And then and then I don't know what he was asking for Rampage, but yeah.
I think he was asking 375 on that one.
Okay.
And
So
then
yeah.
he got 500,
It was $1,000 for the two, which made a hell of a lot more sense than.
And in a few weeks here, Rampage is going to go up. It's going to be like a $10,000 cabinet, and that movie comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they making a Rampage movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
With The Rock, dude.
It
With The Rock,
looks,
top that
it
off.
looks about as bad as the
As
Godzilla
Jumanji.
movie in the late 90s.
Come on, you guys haven't seen. All right, I'm not going to do any Easter eggs or giveaways.
The trailer looks terrible.
They have the trailer.
It sounds
before Star
terrible.
Well,
I came late.
It reminds me of the late 90s Godzilla movie where they're like, hey, we're going to take a lizard and it's going to grow and we're going to call this Godzilla. It's like, wait a second.
And that sounds like a bad idea.
I hope that I would hope that they're not taking it obviously seriously, so that it's actually just real funny. Like it's bad, it's campy bad.
Like they better, like when they turn back to humans, be naked. That's in the game. They're like running around naked at the end.
And bikinis. Oh, don't eat me.
And they get electrocuted when they grab the wrong items crawling up the building. And that's a real deep video game movie right there. Why don't they just make a crazy climate
arcade? So it's fun. Yeah.
It is all right. So in our group, is there anyone who hasn't seen the new Star Wars yet? Just curious.
Oh no, we're not going down that path.
I'm not going. I'm just curious if anybody has.
I don't have.
Has everyone seen it yet?
Everyone's seen it, I think, right?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, oddly enough, I've actually seen.
Now let's not talk about it because Carrie said it's going to ruin our friendship.
I know that was. I thought it was fun. I'm like, it's the Yoko Ono of our show, like Actually, but honestly, like all the points were. I thought that it was actually a very intelligent discussion that went on.
No one was knocking anyone. I mean,
right?
no.
Yeah, it wasn't like
I think you're talking
too hard.
I think that in the conversation, that everyone liked the movie. I think we all came to a place that there was just varying levels of love, as opposed to varying levels of hate.
It just overall, I think it was just a poorly written film. I mean, take it out of context of being Star Wars and everything else. It just the film was.
We're having that conversation now, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because there's people in this room that think it was written.
Really time for me to make dinner.
It was nice being friends with you.
Yeah, here we go.
I'll just say this: I never read any of the books, and I have heard that if you read the books, it makes more sense. That's all I know.
Oh, interesting.
You shouldn't have to read books, though.
Yeah, all right. Screw that reading.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Well, that's
fuck those things that have words on them.
Like that, though, like The Shining.
Has everyone only seen it once, or has people seen it
once? Is enough.
I've seen it twice. I'll admit it.
Yeah,
I've seen it twice.
for varying levels of like.
Jesus, Mock's all once a king, always a king, but once a night is enough.
Hey, Hey.
Mock went
I'll
from
definitely see it again.
7.5 to it's the worst movie I've ever seen.
No,
It's amazing to see you drop.
I think I gave 30 good points of things to think about, that reasons why I thought were questionable in the writing. So you guys, some of them you agreed with, some of you didn't. That's fine. That's that's America.
Fuck yeah.
Just know you're fucking wrong.
No matter how wrong it is, you can
Your opinion is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. The porgs weren't as bad as I thought they'd be.
Why are you chewing my down? Come on.
Another beer.
Chewie got his hug from Leia, He didn't get a medal yet, though. She could have done that before she croaked.
All I'll say is that I'm really interested about the next movie, and how how people's impressions of this film will change after the next one comes out.
That's interesting. Yeah, like I seriously disliked Empire Strikes Back. Like I thought that was.
I was just gonna say that a lot of people disliked it.
Yeah, like I really didn't like that movie, and then but then it played the correct role in the trilogy, but like. That was like that's where it's still like to this day. Just I remember I loved Star Wars. I remember as a kid seeing Star Wars. I'm like it was just so magical and wonderful. And then going to see Empire Strikes Back, and it was like, seriously, this sucks. Like I was so disappointed.
Empire Strikes Back. That's the one where you actually get to see Darth Vader's mask off, right?
Yeah. Yep. The first time.
That was all the hype. I remember back in the day. Everybody's like, you get to see what he looks like.
Yeah.
From behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a bald spot. Oh, wait. No.
Yeah.
Does he have holes?
We like it from behind.
Does he have a ribbed neck? Joel, you leaving?
No pleasure.
From behind.
Joel, you out of here already?
I just poured another beer, so forget to stay around.
Why don't you wait? Just wait a couple of minutes, Joel. Let's since you're on air, I'm on air. Let's want to do this announcement, Gak?
So not a tournament for 2018 in San Diego. We talked about it a bunch of times, but you guys want to kind of say roughly the cities you're in and the plans of which night?
Yeah, so Arcade Hangout's going to be doing the next Nat tournament, not another tournament here in sunny San Diego. I'm sure everybody back east will love that.
You can smoke weed out here.
Yeah.
Legally.
It's
bonus.
legal.
Well, we're following all the states that allow it. It was last year.
We didn't
California this year. What's next year, right?
We didn't go to any weed shops.
Let's say not
Washington.
here. What the fuck? I even had weed in the house. You guys could have smoked. You know what I'm saying?
We have bags of it. We didn't even smoke
better. That's the thing. Like
we're drinkers.
Fine. Yeah, we're drinkers. Dude, I like.
But if that's your thing and you want to come to Nat in San Diego, please. It's
You
available.
want to drink and have fun, or smoke and go to sleep?
Yes.
So the dates.
Why
The
can't you have
dates for
both?
this tournament? It's going to be March 15th through the 18th. So we're going to have 2 nights of tournament, which is going to be on a Thursday night. Will be the first night, and Friday night will be second night, obviously. And then on the 17th, which is Saturday, the Arcade Hangout group will be headed to Banning to attend the Kong Off and meet and greet with anybody that wants to come out there, hang out, say hi.
And it's not
And-
just a Kong Off; it's a big arcade and pinball area too.
It's Arcade Expo, but they're
Yeah,
running the Kong Off congruently.
in conjunction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're not affiliated with the Kong Off.
no. We are definitely not affiliated. We're all just going as attendees to go support everybody, hang out, and have a good time. So
we are affiliated with the Whack Off, though.
yes, the
Yes,
Whack
we-
Off. Yeah.
That-
We are
that
100%
one's the long
owners of the
tease.
Whack Off.
Yeah,
And I cannot wait to make that T-shirt.
I know, right?
Are we gonna do T-shirts for this? We're not, right?
Gak and I are talking about that. We can work that out this
We'll
week.
talk
sometime.
off air then. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to see if there's going to be enough
It's really
to make it
two.
worthwhile.
It's really 2 factors. It's does Andrew feel up to it, and then are we okay with just saying let's just do like 20 or 25 shirts? I think we'll be cool with that. If we try to shoot for 40 or 50, we're gonna be sitting on some kind of like last time. So
Are we gonna do trophies this time?
Yeah,
too?
you and I will have a meeting this week about that.
Okay. So I gotta get
so
going on that.
the first night, Thursday night, what city is that in?
We're going to be at Joel's Arcade in El Cajon.
El Cajon. Okay, so that's south
Right.
of San Diego. Is that right?
That is
That
just.
Will be El
That is San
Cajon,
Diego.
It's about half an hour or
Just don't
20
touch my
minutes drive from the
cojones.
airport.
Yeah.
So about 20 or 30 minutes south of the airport.
No, drive from the airport.
Drive from the airport.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, if you're coming in on Thursday, I'll be available. Mock will be available. Till will. I'm sure Joel will also. We'll be able to do as many airport pickups as we can, and we can schedule everybody and get like a group schedule. You know, hey, somebody's coming in at 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and we can get try and get everybody picked up. Picked up in groups, and then we'll go to Joel's house. Joel's going to do food, and then we're going to do night 1 of the Nat tournament.
Night
Awesome.
1 will be exclusively video games.
Correct. We're going to do video games at Joel's house. We'll have our regular kind of our good standbys now of Blindfolded Frogger. Some
I just hope he has the digital version of Johnny Harden to watch.
In virtual reality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the VR headset. Perfect.
VR headset. Yeah.
In VR, yeah.
And VR Legend of Overfiend.
Oh boy. Physical porn.
Tentacle
So,
pretty porn.
So Thursday night will be at Joel's house, and then Friday afternoon we're gonna do barbecue food at my place, and then we'll be doing a pinball tournament at my place. So something a little bit different for Nat. We'll be doing a full pinball tournament here for probably should take us probably about 4 hours or so. I'm venturing to guess, depending on how many people we get.
And
But,
what city are you at?
I'm in San Marcos, so I'm
San
30
Marcos.
minutes north of Joel. 35 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
Plus tax.
Or 50 minutes if Steve's driving.
Fuck off.
Are you a slow driver, Steve? I am too. Whatever.
Well,
I
he doesn't want
drive
to
70
spill
miles
his
on the 70 miles per hour on the freeway. That's about as fast as I can.
doesn't like to
yeah,
spill
Southern
his
California,
drink.
that's nothing.
I can't drive 65.
Yeah,
So,
70 in
and then,
SoCal is the slow
you know,
way.
just to kind of give people the rough idea, I guess where we stand right now is there's 10 to 15 people sounds like are going for sure, and you guys can accommodate somewhere 30 to 40 people, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a huge event, but it's like enough to make it fun, right?
Right.
So-
Yeah, I think 40 would be pushing it. I mean, 25 people for the tournament is good. If we have more
Oh.
people that attend that are not in the tournament, that's fine.
Right,
Trying to get through. I don't think we could get through a 40-person tournament
Nah,
in a reasonable amount of time.
Typically, I mean, maybe half or 2/3 actually do the
exactly.
tournaments. The rest are just there to have fun, so it's all good.
Yeah, so Gak will be
hot dogs.
Gak will be making a post for all the listeners that are on KLOV. We're gonna go ahead and make a post over there. Get everybody on a
Just to
sign
kind
up
of,
list.
We should do the same sort of thing. Do a list on Clav, right?
Right.
Like you do for drinkers.
Like who's
Yeah, and I had
an
already.
idea.
Chris and I already talked about this stuff earlier today.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, but we're gonna get have a good time. We got some good prizes. We got some good ideas for some new spin on some Nat style games, which should be fun. But yeah, that's about all the info we have for now. We should have everything posted by this weekend, and we should have an update shortly after that.
Do we have a time set for when we're going to be at Arcade Expo for the Kong Off? About what time?
We're just talking about leaving our place, my place, and your place about 10, because it's going to take us a little over an hour to get there. As long as we get there by 11:30.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Should be a good day.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So, yeah.
You guys hear me now?
Yep. No, we can hear you.
Okay.
Oh.
The fridge kicked on. God damn it!
Fridge comes on.
They're not on the. Well, there's two plugs on the same wall, so it's off the same circuit. But I don't know what.
Brian on the chat is asking how far is Banning from San Diego.
Yeah, there you go. Good question.
It's an hour from my house.
Yeah.
It might be a little further from San Diego.
And we're going to carpool the best that we can. Myself, the local guys will be doing driving. So if you're coming in from out of town or whatnot, don't worry too much about driving. We should be able to take at least 15 people, between possibly closer to 20 if 4 of us have to drive.
The plan there is it's pretty much going to just be a day trip. We're not staying the night Saturday night.
No.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
Okay.
Day trip.
No, because even if you stay there, you'd end up we got to travel another 20 plus minutes east to get into Palm Springs area to find a hotel.
Right. And then you said there's a 1 or 2 hotels kind of near you guys that you might recommend for people that might want to.
Yeah.
There's 2 new hotels built near us, real close to our house.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's about halfway between Banning and the airport. So it's about in
kind of central.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll post more details on that, I guess, as we get closer. But yeah,
You already have some clovers that are interested that have already talked about coming. Like, is Nick going to come and stuff?
Yeah, I already talked to Nick and Vonnie. They're in for both nights.
Slick Nick, nice.
Yeah, Slick Nick and Vonnie are coming. Leo already booked airfare. Leo's in.
Wow. How about Hector and Sylvia?
I did not. I don't have their email. I don't have them on my list. But I think they're going to be at the Kong Off.
Oh, that's right. They'll probably be doing that.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, we could ask them, see what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get a hold of Jeff C. I haven't seen him in forever.
Oh yeah, that would be good to see him.
Yeah, I'm going to see if he can come.
Because he doesn't live too far from you guys either.
Yeah, he just lives about 20 minutes away.
Not even that. He's halfway to Joel's house, about 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I'll text him and see what he's
saying. Well, if Man Oh Man Mike is listening, I'm going to reach out to him and see, because I know at one point he was talking about wanting to go also. So.
Waka waka!
I'm pretty much
Kalen
for sure.
Those guys, Keith.
What's that? Kalen got the email. I haven't heard from him, but like I said, I assume with Richie and everybody coming out, they're going to be at
prepping and setting up over there
at Banning from Thursday to Sunday. So
yeah, maybe.
Well, we'll see him on Saturday, anyways. So
yeah,
definitely. Does anybody have Tom's email? I mean, I can message him, but if somebody's got it on hand, PM me with it. I need to add Tom to it.
I think I might.
You know what? I'll just text him right now. Never mind.
Yeah, I only ever talked to him on text.
Yeah, that's all I have.
So you guys, when you come to Arcade Expo, you'll be able to meet, if you haven't already, Richie Knuckles and who else will be there? We got
the famous Mock the magician.
Yeah,
exactly.
Mock
the magician will be
Mock
there.
the magician.
Performing his magic tricks.
Yes.
And who else is usually there at the Kong Off?
Billy and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Billy Mitchell and Walter Day. They'll be there.
He was
Walter's
so
usually,
sweet.
Yeah, he's a sweet
Very
guy,
sweet
real
man.
nice. So in fact, all those guys are pretty nice. If you gotta go and you talk to them, they're real personable.
Yeah,
so
Star
they'll all be there.
Just depends on who you ask.
Yeah. From a certain point of view.
Yeah.
I still fantasize about the Chewbacca rape scene, though. Just,
Oh God!
Yeah, right.
I don't know why I dream about that, but you know,
What?
something about a 10-foot tall hairy beast.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice shave.
Ray's still picking the hairs out of her mouth.
Oh, right.
Harry.
Yes, there. No way.
I
He's a
like that
Wookiee.
Wookiee.
I like the Wookiee.
I was with Keith on that movie though. I thought that
Oh no, here we go.
If it had been any other characters or any other, I mean anything, something you hadn't heard of before, I think it wouldn't have been very strong at all. But because it was the Star Wars franchise, I feel like people gave it a lot of passes because it was Star Wars. That's kind of like the distilled version of it all for me. It was just like, it's just Disney at this point, it's just there.
Did anybody enjoy the Vegas planet, or was that fucking the worst part of the movie?
No, it was boring. It was so boring. Why was everyone drinking champagne and wearing tuxedos? It was like, this is supposed to be a galaxy far, far away.
But they had the funny, silly guy putting the coins into the BB-8.
Oh, you mean the leprechaun? That's the
Yeah,
leprechaun I talked about.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
He's got a leprechaun outfit, and he's like, "Hey, my pot of gold."
Yeah, that was very.
Yeah,
The whole thing was very odd. That part of the movie. I'm not
See,
sure.
and Griffin, I would argue that in some ways, I think people are the opposite. That people are hypercritical because it's Star Wars, because you have this paradigm that or this whole experience that you've had, especially like back in the '80s, and so everything gets compared back to these other movies. So yeah, I mean, this wouldn't work as a standalone because it doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of where we are and what's going on, and it's not a complete plot in any way. But I think that people tend to be more critical about it because they're thinking, oh, well, I remember, this original experience that was so awesome, and it doesn't live up to that.
I think the sci-fi geek in me is kind of aching for someone to make a really epic piece of sci-fi. I think that's part of it as well, and it's just like, oh, this is the Star Wars universe. They've got all the resources, and Disney could hire whoever they want and spend whatever money they want. So I think I'm like really just dying for someone to make some new epic.
I think
that franchise is that franchise is really.
Because look at The Force Awakens. I thought that movie was fun. It was a good time. It wasn't that deep, but it was a good time. I didn't leave the theater angry like I did with this one.
Yeah. I left the theater kind of a little bit confused. I was
Me
just
too.
Did I like that? Or
did I like that movie or not? I got to think about this, and then that's when I came up with my 30 reasons that
I didn't have strong feelings either way on it. It's just like, well, it was fun. It was like a fun Star Warsy popcorn movie, and I was pretty neutral on it until I started reading online all of these people that, to me, felt like they were desperately defending it.
Oh yeah, they're defending the religion.
Yeah, super fans, right?
Oh yeah, we know that one, huh?
But when it comes down to it, like, I enjoyed it. I was, I sat there in the theater and I was like, "Am I having a good time?" Yes. this was. I thought it was a good movie. Is it life changing? No, but I had a good time. Like
It's not deep.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Or is it?
I enjoyed it.
No.
It reminded me though also that Star Wars is it's truly a movie for all ages. That we can look at. And when we first saw it, we were kids.
Yeah,
and we enjoyed the hell of it. And it's and it's something that that you could bring your 9-year-old to, whereas that would not be the case of a lot of things like like Griffin, you talked about like Blade Runner, and I haven't I saw the original Blade Runner. I haven't seen this other one yet, although I really want to because I fucking loved Blade Runner, but that's not a kids movie. And Star Wars. And Star Wars is a kids movie.
Yeah.
And there were times when I sat in the theater and it kind of jarred me out of my enjoyment level, because I was like, oh, that's something that's a kids movie thing that just happened. And I didn't like the fact that it did pull me out of the space I was in of just watching the show. But that's, in a sense, that was okay, because it is a kids movie, and most kids movies I have zero patience for. I have no interest in whatsoever. And it's like, even
I
when
think Griffin said it right. It's a 2.5-hour toy
commercial.
Yeah.
and I didn't feel that way.
Let's not.
Oh, good. We're talking about this again.
Just like spinning.
I agree 100%. I did not get a toy commercial of this at all.
Yeah, and I've
Thank
seen
you.
movies like that, and and I enjoyed it. I thought I sat there and I'm like, hey, that was fun. It wasn't the best movie I've ever seen, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I never said it was horrible, but there are some just glaring issues with it.
Yes,
As
no,
a
I
film.
agree. There actually, yeah, and there were some that, like when I was popping my, when I was kind of chiming in, like, hey, this number and this number on your list of 30. That there were definitely some where I agreed with.
Leaving the film and going to a Vegas planet, it killed the pacing of that film so hard, and it just brought everything to a screeching halt. Didn't you want to see more development with Luke and Rey, or more stuff going on with the Rebels, what they're going to do and how they're going to get out of their situation?
Yeah.
I could give a rat's ass about this planet and what they're doing. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to be here right now. I want to be over there.
Rey on the island thing, kind of. Also, I felt the pacing was very slow on that, because Rey's like, "Hey, Luke, we should go and fight the bad guys." Luke's like, "No, no, but we should tell you no."
I was shocked by his reaction.
Everything you just said was wrong.
Luke doesn't want to go.
He didn't even seem that upset. I wanted him to go off about Han Solo getting killed, his best friend. That's like, he didn't even go like, "Oh no!" He's just like, "Oh."
Yeah, he could have at least thrown a big long no in there, right?
Like, what?
No, you didn't. You didn't see that though. You said, "Where's Han?"
Yeah, but he knew.
So it's off screen. So like, how do you know that was his reaction?
No, I want to see the reaction. It's earned.
He wanted to see.
You wanted 2.5 hours of Luke, but you're not going to get that.
I've gone back to his side, got drunk.
It's not their story anymore.
Green boob milk, and then cried about it.
Yeah.
What's up with
Alcoholic
the
green
boob
milk.
milk as well?
That's it. I'm unfriending all of you.
And green is way different than blue.
Yeah.
What, the lightsabers?
Green is organic. The blue was not.
You're talking about the milk?
Fine.
Well, no, I saw that as a big. I saw that as a big wink to Star Trek, when Captain Kirk got all that shit for kissing the girl, the blue chick. Remember, that's always been like a running joke about Captain Kirk kissing the blue chick.
Oh, the green girl. No, she's green.
The girl with colored skin, and he just winks.
Yeah.
Gives her the Kirk mix.
I don't want to see Luke milk a nipple alien and drink it.
Yeah, that was jarring, right?
Yeah, he
likes that.
That kind of goes to the whole point of the movie, where you're not supposed to take any of this seriously. And
He didn't even check that milk for hairs. He just.
I took it as he looks at Ray. He's like, "Yep, this is my life. You want a part of this?"
Pretty much.
He didn't even pasteurized.
Right.
But then
the nipple.
The beast thing,
It's like body temperature too.
the sea beast thing or whatever looks at her and is like, What the fuck you looking at? Kind of thing. Like, yeah, he's drinking my milk. What's the fuck's up with that? Who cares?
I got more if you want some.
Yeah.
I can breastfeed in public.
I didn't mind the spearing of the fish and all that. That was fine. But
are you kidding me? The 200 fucking
200-foot spear.
Oh yeah, that wasn't practical at all. But he was on a high island.
yeah, that's it. I'm sure.
You could do
But
it.
he's fucking Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, but he's not using the Force anymore.
It was a pogo stick.
That was a pole vault.
He can transfer himself across the universe, but he can't whip a fish out of the ocean because that's hard.
All I know is fishing is dangerous. Every time he goes to get a fish, he could die.
But still, it's like Carrie said. Yeah, it was fun. You sat there, paid your ticket, ate your popcorn. You were entertained for a while, and it was fine. And I'll go into the next one. I enjoyed this one more than I did Rogue One. I actually came out of Rogue One
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
I was very bored and just felt like I was like, man, what the fuck was that? This one I came out, I was like, oh, that was fun. I think I'm not sure what I just watched, but it was fun. And that was
interesting. So, what were your issues with Rogue One?
God damn it, Gleek, you fucking spoiled the entire first episode Black Mirror. God, I want to punch him.
No, he didn't.
I haven't read it.
He didn't.
No, he did. He did. Because I just told Carrie the first episode is great, and you'll understand why as soon as you watch it, like the first 5 minutes, and then Gleek's like, "Oh, Star Trek." I'm like, "You know what? Bitch slap right in the face."
That's just the theme of it, though. It's not the plot.
but Carrie doesn't read synopsis. She doesn't do any of them. So I was going to leave it completely up to her.
But the funny part is, because I can't. It's so small, and I'm just.
Let me hate Mike for a minute.
I didn't actually read what Mike wrote. I only saw they said something about Black Mirror, so I actually didn't know it was.
Actually, what you said was something about Gleek being really too small for you.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch Black Mirror? Because that's a freaking great show.
Yeah.
There's 3 seasons, right?
I just started season 4.
Fourth just came out.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great show.
Left. No, 1 episode left.
There's such a mind fuck. I love it, and it's like a Twilight Zone with technology. It's just cool.
That's a good
dark.
And
it is in fact Black Mirror.
Are you watching that, Keith?
Fairly Happy Mirror.
No.
Yeah, the first fucking episode of one on Netflix is like, dude's got a fucking.
Yeah.
Well, was it the pig? The pig episode?
Yes.
It's
and that's the way they kick us.
That's what a way to start the series.
That's the way they kick the series off.
Yeah, if you can stomach this one, you're in.
I mean, that's like one of the most hardcore episodes too. I'm like, are they really gonna show this? Spoiler, let's go see it.
Yeah. And more about that fucking first episode too. It's like, damn.
We'll have to talk about that offline, but that's a good show though. I mean, every episode is totally different.
There's a little bit of bleed over from episode to episode, like they like theme wise. Even this season, they carry that same song that's in first season.
How about the devices carry over too? Some of the technology carries over, like the thing goes on your head. You remember that? Yep. So I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna ruin it for Carrie, but yeah. So
where are you and Jim at on the series?
I haven't started this season at all. I saw the other seasons, but
you've seen all 3 of the first seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's
I'm waiting for you guys. Jim and I are watching it separately, and I'm waiting for my daughter to come home.
Bye.
Oh, good night.
All right, Griffin. All right, see you, Griffin. Take care. We'll see you.
Well, what's cool about that show though is it's all technology that you could see that we could possibly have within the next 10 years.
Yeah,
you should have done an episode on VR porn.
Yeah,
how it really
it's stuff talking about like singularity kind of stuff. Like consciousness being able to download it or whatever. Just all that kind of stuff is all potential shit that we're gonna have and. As soon as they map out the brain,
have you seen?
That's some crazy shit happening.
Have you seen the previews for Altered Carbon? Speaking of Netflix.
Oh.
No, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like a kind of a Blade Runner-esque. It's basically about kind of the same thing. You can transfer. Okay, the rich can transfer their consciousness into a host replicated body.
I did see
So,
you for that. Yeah.
so you can essentially live forever. You know.
Yep.
There was a movie kind of like that.
Yeah.
Dark.
No, Get Out.
Penis.
The guy who plays the
Get Out was sort of like that. a little
Yeah,
bit.
Get Out.
Oh
But
yeah.
this is more like downloading though, and
Yeah.
transferring. Yeah. Instead of hypnosis.
Ryan
it's
Reynolds.
kind of-
Ryan Reynolds is in the movie, and the dude transfers a
Great, a
consciousness.
comedy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Deadpool. Deadpool? Was it Deadpool?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Dollhouse? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie now, but yeah, a guy transfers his consciousness to Ryan Reynolds.
Wait a minute.
But then later Ryan Reynolds starts coming through. But yeah.
Yeah, he always will.
Like Free Jack.
It's kind of like
Free Jack, thank you. Oh fuck. No, Mock, I was desperately trying to grasp on a Free Jack. Thank you so much for saying that. That is exactly what you're fucking describing.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a cross
Damn, what was that
between.
fucking movie with like fucking
Amelia Estevez and
yeah.
Molly Ringwald.
Emilio!
He's the race car driver and his car crashes and they grab him right before death and it's a
Oh, yeah.
and then Hopkins wants to transfer because he's in a computer. His consciousness
It's called
can only
Selfless. It
last
came
so
out in
long on the
2015.
computer.
Selfless.
Selfless.
Yeah. No, but that's a real thing though that
Facelift.
the scientists are talking about. That once they've mapped the whole brain and figured all that out, that's the bad part though, is that rich people are going to be able to rule their empires forever because they'll be downloading their shit to a computer or a robot or whatever. And then they'll never go away. So like, it's
even
really
though
gonna fuck shit up.
Mick Jagger will be chasing after him in a fucking
But just think about it, if you have like, Trump forever,
Right.
No, it would be. No, it's true. The technology would become available.
Yeah,
Very
it's
far, too.
Yeah.
the rich people
Tell
will
the
never
ultimate
die off.
hackers,
And
put a virus in and wipe them out their whole existence.
Forever.
Goes to the machine.
they also scientists talk about the whole the revolution that's bound to happen, where the haves and the have-nots battle it out. Where you're going to have people that are like enhanced and the people that aren't enhanced.
It's going to be Elysium.
I was
is what it's gonna
born
turn
enhanced,
into.
baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like because there's
Go
going
to
to be
Michelle. It'll be
the
Go
rich
to
people
Michelle.
will be able to upgrade themselves to have like the nanobites and be able to connect to each other and think and educate. And you got the poor
Cure
people.
every
that'll-
disease ever.
Yeah, the poor people will be doing the labor, or the robots will. And so there's going to be this big. All the scientists talk about. There's going to be this big revolution between the classes. I mean, hardcore battle.
It is.
It's bound to happen. A war.
We're talking about like a very real reality where there literally is no middle class. It's all
Yeah.
100%
You're
lower
fucked or you're
class,
not.
100% upper class.
Yeah.
There is no working class because the working class is robots.
Yeah. So if you're working class, you're basically
Working
I
class
don't know
and
what you'd be
ownership
doing.
class.
they
Yeah.
can have somebody
That
fix
would
the
be Alan.
robot. So there'll be somebody doing that.
Going back to Netflix, I watched Dave Chappelle last night, his new skit, and one of his quotes about Trump that I liked was the one good thing about this presidency is that unites us all to fucking hate the bastard.
God.
Here. We're all in
Yeah.
agreement. Mostly.
Well,
Kind of.
so my Netflix find is a show called a series I just finished the other day called Dark. And I don't want to
really good things about Dark.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but
Sounds familiar.
what I will say is it's from Germany, so it's dubbed. So you kind of have to be ready for that because it's a little awkward. But after a while, you forget about the fact that it's dubbed. And the other part is, oh my God, there's so many fucking white people that I got a little bit confused because they have their German names and they're just all these white people. I'm like, oh my God.
Hans?
Yeah.
Franz,
I'm like,
Franz.
wait, which teenager is this? Because they all kind of look alike. But it was, I thought it was.
You racist.
That's racist.
That's
Is this a series or is this a movie?
It's a series, and
Okay.
and there will be
Yeah,
a
it's
season
Netflix.
2, which I hope will come. Yeah, it's a series on Netflix. There is a natural, I would say, a natural tendency to want to compare it to Stranger Things.
I feel it's very Stranger Things, yeah.
Yeah, because there are some things in common with it, but it is not Stranger Things. Like there are things that are similar to it.
Weirder
but
things.
It's absolutely not Stranger Things. But I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Abnormal
But
things.
I have to say that you have to pay attention to the show. It's one of those, some shows you can kind of be multitasking and, being all ADHD like I usually am. But this show.
Oh, yes, I have seen that. Yeah, that's great.
Dark? I have to look at that.
Dark, yes. It's called Dark. And I'm hoping season 2 comes out soon. I actually went back.
Took you long enough, Dinky.
Yeah.
No. I was ready for her to say dark, and I was also ready to go.
Germany.
That was small, Dickie.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, so I definitely give a thumbs up. And actually, right before I saw the last, I think 2 episodes, I went back and watched the first episode and saw all the things that I didn't miss, that I didn't miss, and the things I did miss. The first time round, and I'm actually looking forward to going back and rewatching the whole series, the whole season before season 2 comes out. Because it was cool. It was really cool.
And that's a great segue. Going back to Star Wars, see it a second time.
No. I'm trying to stay off that topic.
The dark side.
The dark.
I'll definitely see it again. I'm just not going to pay to go to the theater. I mean, once it comes out,
you'll buy the Blu-ray.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll download it.
A little more palatable.
Every time I've seen it, I've enjoyed it more. Because I especially when you know things, going back to it, like you can see what's going on.
For sure. Like when I walked out of Rogue One, I felt the same way. I didn't hate it. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But the more times I watched Rogue One, I will watch that movie anytime. It's a great.
Yeah.
I love going back there. My problems with it haven't changed. I still have the same issues with everyone is like a level 99 badass. They're killing stormtroopers without even thinking about it. Fucking robots are throwing grenades over their shoulders and killing 5 stormtroopers. It's not even a conversation. It's a joke. Everyone is like a level 99 maxed out badass. No one's really threatened ever for dying until they actually die at the end because they just decide to do that. But it's a fun Star Wars story that takes you back to that universe and you see a bunch of cool stuff. And you know what? That's fine. So this one, I'm hoping it does the same thing where it's like we go back to.
I'm still going to see Mary Poppins flying in from space, though.
Oh, God,
yeah, that was my biggest issue.
That was an awkward moment.
Right.
Wait, open the door! Open the door!
Yeah, she knocks on the hand. And they open the door and nobody gets sucked out.
Nervously, that would have been funny.
They're on the right side of the
I felt like I was watching Star Crash.
And again, I mentioned this on the Slack thing. Like to me, that whole thing was totally like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like that same thing where it's like her face was all iced.
Yeah.
She was dying. It was like that was the end. And I was like,
that was perfect.
This is how they're gonna kill Leia off.
That was too early.
Because Carrie Fisher's dead. So this is how it's gonna happen. And it's like I was okay with that. But then she survived, and then she was in the rest of the movie, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And the director talked about it too. He goes, "Well, I knew she died, and I knew that I had a choice that I could edit the movie where she died right there in space." But then she goes, "But I really wanted the public to see her interact with Luke for the last time, so that's why he put it in."
And it brings up a really interesting discussion, I think, which is like,
no. To clarify, she died after. To clarify, Carrie Fisher died after they were done with this movie.
No, I know, but he could have re-edited. He was talking about how he could have gone back and re-edited that.
But that would have been a terrible way for her to go out is a death like that where it's like 30 minutes into the movie.
It is
not even.
It is, but there's a great dramatic moment there where Kylo does not pull the trigger to fire on the bridge to kill his mother.
Yeah,
and I think that actually could have been built up to be a really good moment in the movie where she actually dies and he doesn't kill her.
Yeah. It's like, oh, fuck.
So there's a good dramatic moment there that they could have taken advantage of if they want to go back and re-edit it.
Yeah.
To do that. And I respect that.
I don't think that's the way to go. Like,
no, it's fine.
Honestly,
I agree. But
well, for me,
how they introduce in the next movie how she actually dies. Like,
Well,
They're just gonna disappear her.
It'll be in the scroll if it is. So
Right. No. So yeah. So they've
it's
got two
either that or
options.
it's gonna
They could
open
kill
with
her-
like a
they kill her in the
funeral-ish
scroll.
type scene.
Right? Or they CGI her in.
no, they already said they're not going to do that.
They won't
All right.
CGI her, but
I
they'll
haven't
either
said
do
that.
CGI
like,
stuff is too uncanny
time.
valley.
Time is going to have to have passed. Some time is going to have to pass.
5 years
And
or something.
I would say they'll either do it in the title scroll or they'll open with like a funeral-ish type scene.
Oh,
You don't think they
yeah.
already
We're paying their
filmed parts of the last one?
No,
No.
if
Before she
they
died?
do a funeral type scene, they'd have to do the funeral scene and then be like, okay, 5 years later, because there's no way that they could run these timeline wise. Because the beginning of this movie was no more than a day after the end of episode 7, and this movie was only a 7-hour stint, 7-hour period.
18 hours.
Was it 18 hours total?
Really?
Yep.
Somebody sat down and calculated that.
No, because they specifically say they have 18 hours of fuel.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they run
At that point, yes.
I know, right?
Wow.
I'm like, wow.
Who's the nerd here?
I've seen the movie a couple times.
No, so
Yeah, I've seen
Even
it twice
so.
also.
I mean, even
all
so,
of
you
us.
can't have the whole
I've seen
trilogy
3.
span over.
wait. So
3 days.
Jim brings up a good point. So that's 18 hours that this film takes place in, but that's not.
So when
18
people
hours
are like,
between-
the whole Rose and Finn thing, yeah, maybe it's a little rushed, but geez, they've been through all these adventures, and you're talking almost you're talking a span of 18 hours, like, and you're going through all this shit. I don't know.
There's plenty of
Traumatic
time to fall
events.
in love.
There was no
Traumatic events.
chemistry between
at least
those
have
two
horny thoughts about
characters.
each other.
Zero chemistry between those two.
well,
Which two?
no,
Wasn't earned.
Which two?
so Rose came
Rose.
in with Rose
But-
came in with
but
a bunch of
You're,
love.
you're
for
assuming though that
Finn.
Finn cares about her as much as she cares about him.
Yeah.
She
had
was
a
already a
pretty good-
fan. She was already a
Yeah.
fanboy. She's like,
Yeah.
"You're my idol. My
Yeah.
sister told me
Yeah.
all
By
about
far.
I
you."
didn't like him that much.
So they're kind of setting up for those two to have a relationship, right?
Well, and I think like, I was
Not
arguing
necessarily. Not
in
necessarily. I
Slack
think
where it was not about like it's not so much about building the relationship between them, but it's about splitting the relationship between Finn and Ray.
Yeah.
yes.
That's what it was.
Because they built up the relationship
Well,
with Finn
they
and
do.
Ray.
They
Implied
totally.
that,
They
yeah.
totally give you that. I wonder what Ray's thinking about Finn putting this blanket on her. She gives him this like look, like, oh, like,
Yeah.
is something going on here? I thought maybe who knows? Like
Right.
you could read it in many different ways.
So that was
And I didn't
splitting-
realize she
splitting
didn't
those
actually
two.
meet the other dude in the last movie.
Oh
Like-
yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Like they
Can I
met
just
in
say
this
one
one.
thing though? Going back to the Mary Poppins scene, is yes, I understand why everyone thinks or a lot of people think it's ridiculous. But you know what? And part of that was running through my head too. Is like, oh whoa, and then, but for the last 40 years, we've always known that Leia has just as much force potential in her as Luke. It's part of her. We've never once, other than like, oh, I sense Luke. We've never seen her use the Force. We
Yeah.
got to see it there. We got to see her take down the door, open up the door too.
Yeah.
We've never
Yeah.
fucking seen her do one thing. I would
Exactly.
gladly take something
Yeah.
that maybe is a little bit weird over never seen Leia use the Force.
All right, and actually, there
Yeah.
actually is
In the
another
book,
interesting,
they
interesting
make
twist.
mention that in the book they make mention that Leia actually trains to be a Jedi
Yeah, that's-
and use
that's
the Force.
what
That's
I
not
was told
canon,
too.
though. None of that shit's canon.
No, and I agree, but like, and the argument that I'm about to make is non-canon either, too. But like, there's actually different kinds of Jedi.
Yeah.
So like Leia being focusing on more like the
Diplomacy.
diplomacy kind of
Geek,
Jedi, kind of
geek.
Jedi than what Luke is. Luke is more of a fighting,
Knight.
aggressive knight Jedi. She's more of a counselor, more of a facilitator kind of Jedi, and that's a very different kind. So there's different types of Jedi as well as so her skills set would be different than Luke's theoretically.
I gotta say, okay, so I've seen this. I saw it opening with some friends. Then I went with Carrie, and then I saw it with my dad because he and my mom actually, both my parents because they hadn't seen it. And Even on the third viewing, knowing what was coming, I still got a little. I wouldn't say I got misty, but I was on the verge on three different occasions. And so like I even knowing what's coming and like looking for things like, oh shit, I didn't see that one shot the last time, or I didn't pick up on that, or knowing now that what Yoda says about Rey. And oh shit, yeah, he totally knew that she had taken the books. Like all these others, like
did they actually show her taking the books though? They didn't.
They did. They showed her.
She stashed them in the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, she had it in a cover.
I missed that in twice.
And
I saw it twice.
You see, there's
It's
a
a really short shot.
When Finn
opens up the drawer.
Yeah,
they're all sitting
He
there.
opens up to grab the blanket.
So I saw that thing at once, but yeah. So I knew that she had the books, but
well, and like
then,
before that shot, I had interpreted Yoda like it's kind of twofold. I interpreted Yoda as saying like she has everything she needs, as she has the foundation based on your lesson, your basic lessons. She has everything to grow. She has all the potential to grow. And then you see that shot. It's like, oh shit, he also knew that she had, so you could take it both ways.
It's the spark that lights the fire, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
What they guess.
Or the lightning bolt, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, I love seeing new things like that and seeing new abilities.
Yeah.
Because that makes it really exciting when Luke comes back as a Force Ghost. Holy shit.
Yeah, but what the
Fuck,
fuck?
you look pretty amazing right now.
I got problems.
How about the basic element in the elephant in the room though? Like, this wasn't The Last Jedi. What the fuck was the title of the movie?
There we
Well,
go.
he was
Better
for a
remark.
little bit, and now there's another Last Jedi.
Wait, that doesn't fucking make sense. That's stupid. Like, what the fuck?
I think what it's meant to mean is Rey. Because
But
Luke
she's
is not
not.
really.
What about the boy with the broom at the end? That's not the Last Jedi. He's
not
a
a
Jedi,
Jedi.
too.
He's
Well,
not
I-
a
Did you
Jedi.
see him reach out and the broom went into
He
his
is a
hand?
youngling.
You know what though? You could take
Oh, no,
Jedi.
he was
being
Force
plural.
sensitive. We knew he was Forces, but like, there's no Last Jedi. Like the whole fucking name.
But
of the
you also
movie
got to
doesn't make
think
any sense.
they also
They refer to
interpret and talk
themselves
about
as Jedi.
as Jedi.
There's not
but that-
Jedis.
Yeah, but they also they want to take the trilogy in a new direction because Rey may not be a Jedi. She may be, and the boy with the broom may be something
Broom
else.
boy.
They might start calling
Next
them
gen.
something else, and not a Jedi. Their powers may not have come from midichlorians, like Luke.
Yeah, but it's
That's
still
some bullshit
Force.
right there.
though. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gen
That
Xers as a
episode.
millennials.
The Gen Xers, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, compare this to the prequels.
Anybody can be a Jedi. You don't
But see,
have to be born from a
it
line.
maybe it speaks to the fact that they viewed Luke as the last Jedi and like, oh, here's our
The
great
last
hope.
janitor.
We have the last janitor. There's so much energy on it. We have to find Luke because when we get him, then that's going to reinvigorate everyone. He's the last Jedi. When in fact, that's not the case. And so the whole, a big part of this is about the fact that while everyone put their focus and their energy and their hope on Luke, in fact, he wasn't the last Jedi. That Jedis are all around us.
Oh.
But that's
Leave
a
it up to
weird
interpretation.
Yeah.
interpretation.
Well,
I don't know.
They're trying to
Trying to
change it
argue,
up for
but-
you so they can make you get
It feels like a
into
stupid
something else. No,
No,
Exactly.
this
No,
is-
that was yeah.
Here's what
Yeah,
they're
man.
doing.
they're
Here's what they're
programming
doing.
your doctrine.
No. There's Disney wants to expand the universe. That's all it is. So they want to make it so they don't singularity hold it to the Skywalker bloodline. So they want to make
I
it
love
so
that.
anybody can be a Jedi. That way you can have adventures in all different parts of
That's
space.
how it
They want to
used to
really
be.
expand this universe. Yeah, I understand. That's
And that's
what
fine,
they do.
but wrap up the Skywalker trilogy.
It should
Yeah.
be the last
No,
that's what they're
Skywalker,
doing, though.
not the last fucking
So that's what
Jedi.
they're doing
Yeah.
by
They did it.
holy shit,
It's
Rey is
wrapped.
not a
That's right.
Skywalker.
And
Rey is not a fucking Skywalker.
She's not a wand, as in Obi-Wan.
and
Yes,
Dave
not
Filoni,
one. That's
yes,
what I thought.
you are a Jedi, Dave Filoni.
And I
Yeah,
and,
the wand thing doesn't make sense either. Because
What if she was the Emperor's daughter? That'd be weird.
that's how I interpreted her.
And
People are talking about like how her dark cave experience, she learned nothing, but that was my
lame.
answer to that. Is that what's my bloodline? Who are my parents? And oh, it's just you. It's like yes, don't that we're not telling you. You are your own thing. Like, you're not directly related to any like big name. It's all up to you. Like that was like that's how I interpreted it. It's like here's all these variations of you, and then you want to know who your parents are. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Well, that's not a dark side experience. That's a light side experience.
Why not? Yeah.
The dark side experience with Luke was he learned that like if you use the Force to attack, which he did, like he was
It'll be like Vader.
Here I am fighting Vader, and I like I can't win, and so like I use the Force in a way that you're not supposed to use it to attack him to survive. I find out that like, oh God, I could become this thing.
You become what you hate. Yeah.
And then you see Luke's face and Darth Vader's mask, and that's a whole dark side experience. What she had in there was like, what the fuck?
She had an acid trip.
That was
weird.
That was
what's in that green milk?
Nice.
I shouldn't have had so much green milk.
Organically harvested milk.
Yeah.
It's not pasteurized. That's why.
No, I think she wanted an
That was the
answer
dark side
about.
experience.
Yeah, but
THC
see,
laced
Luke
seaweed.
didn't go down into that cave with like a question about like with he needed to know who he
felt dark. He
was.
felt cold. He felt fear. He felt hate in that cave, and that's why he went with his weapons, even though Yoda said, "Don't bring them."
No, I understand that, but I think the ambitions are not the same. Like she wanted to explore that, but it wasn't the same motives as Luke.
But that wasn't a dark side. It still doesn't feel like a dark side experience in a dark place.
It like sucked her in that hole too. It's like something really wanted her to show.
I love the experience of the hole, and like when she had the first vision of it, and you see this whole thing of like falling in the hole.
Yeah,
like,
it was creepy. Yeah, it's creepy.
Down
I thought it was,
there was no
payoff.
in there and nothing.
Shitty.
And the payoff was like some sort of like House of Mirrors experience with like, which was like a cool visual thing, but like did not give us anything that felt like a dark side experience. It didn't.
It's like the director wanted to keep it ambiguous.
Well, it was like when
But that
shit,
she's narrating that whole thing. She's telling Kylo Ren. She's like, I was looking for answers and I didn't find any. And she's going through this whole big spiel.
Yeah, that's why she went down in the first place. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I mean, like it's not the same though. I think it's a different thing. I don't think it's the same as Dagobah.
Well, so let me like come back down to earth a little bit. It's not a complaint. To me, it's a missed opportunity. I think she could have had a proper dark side experience that would have been evolving, character pushing, an experience that was like, let's see what Rey could be if she experienced some dark side. What if Rey turned? What if she joined Kylo, and she had a vision that involved that part of her experience with her relationship with him? It's a missed opportunity. I didn't think the thing was terrible. I liked the movie. I really enjoyed the movie, but
yeah, no. I mean, this is why all this shit is so great, is because it sparks all of this analysis.
Yeah,
and everyone's interpreting it a different way, and that's fine. That's cool.
I've had to take a leak for like the last 30 minutes. So I don't want to walk away from.
Wait, I got something. Wait, can someone explain to me in better detail why Yoda acts like the funny, crazy Yoda that was testing Luke to see if testing his patience, instead of being the smart Yoda, which he was after he found out that Luke doesn't have patience? He was the goofy.
That was just for a minute. That wasn't the whole time, though.
Yeah, he acted like the goofy Yoda.
But I also actually like the idea of like, fuck it, the Jedi failed. Let's abandon this concept.
Preconceived notion.
Yeah, we don't have to recreate the Jedi Council and redo the Jedi, because that is a failed experiment.
Yeah,
we're still trying to understand the Force. They still don't. Jedi, they still haven't figured out the Force. There's still so much to learn. So let's recreate the Force in this new way. It doesn't have to be light versus dark. Let's not make it. Let's go to shades of gray. Let's understand this and go for power.
They need a book on why doesn't the light side of the Force? How come they don't have Force lightning?
Well,
What a
you
fucking
saw-
ripoff.
you-
That's a pure so that's a Jedi tenet though. So you're
Yeah.
right though, because like a Jedi tenet is like you never use the Force to attack. But in a gray Force universe, you could use the Force to attack if it was for the side of good, maybe.
Well, you see Yoda
Or to
use it in the
defend.
prequels.
True.
He doesn't use Force Lightning.
Yeah, he does.
He does?
Yep.
Yeah, he deflects it right back at him.
Oh, he sucks it and then
Well,
sends
but
it.
that was
Sorry,
him taking in the power and then pushing it.
Hadouken!
Yeah.
Yay for bringing back
arcade
the arcades.
reference there.
That's more. That's actually. That's
Are you
more,
talking about arcade games now?
actually
Welcome to
that's
Star Wars Hangout.
That's more of an Aikido kind of thing. Of like, let's take the energy from the enemy.
The
and
momentum.
redirect it.
It's more of a redirect.
Not him
Yeah.
creating the Force
Exactly.
lightning and frying
Well,
someone, which is pure
403 redirect.
anti.
So,
Yeah, nice.
so,
403s are forbidden. That's not
Oh,
so think about this.
You're looking for a
You saw the
301.
kid.
Thank you.
a permanent redirect.
You saw the kid at the end with the broom.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the
Broom
overall
boy.
theme of this was there's always a balance of light and a balance of dark. So if you got this kid, there's obviously going to be somebody else. His balance.
We're not done with the Jedi.
Yeah. Wonder who that's
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
Well, there's long been the argument too that like, well, Darth Vader did bring balance to the Force because there was only
Let's
there
go
was
back to
like,
Yoda though,
tons
because you
of
guys
white
like
guys.
raced past that before I could even say a fucking thing. No, I'm just kidding.
So
Ruined Star
You
Wars.
said plenty.
You did, Mock. You did.
It was nice. It was nice not to see the super serious, always serious Yoda from the prequels. It was nice to see Yoda that had a personality, but the whole he's laughing because like Luke is flipping out, and he hear his first line is, "Young Skywalker, how I have missed you," and he turned as soon as after that's done, they start having a conversation. Then he gets serious. Like he can still be kind of have some personality, some sense of humor, but I mean, like he doesn't have to like. That's how Luke knows him, though.
No, he was totally serious after he.
Luke knew him for 5 minutes like that.
Yeah.
And then he was like a serious Yoda. It's like, you will be.
He was serious,
You
dead
will
ball
be.
serious after that.
No,
And
yeah.
But what, he can't laugh? I mean, like seriously?
Nope.
No, he can. But I think that like at that point, then the sort of invoking the Eastern master who's saying, "Luke, you're holding on to the wrong things.
Maybe, yeah.
This is not what's important. What's important is." Making the good be better than the bad. I don't even know what he was going for. That
You know what though? I think about it.
No, he was telling them focus on the now and
That's right, new history.
and learn from failure.
Right.
That was he laid out the fucking entire theme for the whole movie.
And Ghost Yoda,
And that's
when you're Ghost Yoda, you do have lightning powers because he lightning the tree on fire.
Totally. That's
That was awesome.
What the fuck was up with that?
Well,
I thought it was badass is what it was.
That was him breaking the tie to the past and saying, "Look, what's old is not what's important."
Well, no, I know that, but I just meant
Yeah.
Ghost having powers in the physical
Yeah,
world.
right.
You didn't think that would even happen.
I liked it. It brings out so much potential for the future movies. What can Luke do in the next movie?
Yeah, he's gonna Kylo
I mean,
Ren.
if you want to see the same fucking 3 movies over and over again, by all means. But I want to see.
Hey, don't attack me, fucker!
What the fuck? We just saw episode 4 and 5.
I'm just explaining some stuff.
Mashed together. We
Yeah.
just saw Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi
Bring
mashed
stuff to our attention.
Yeah.
He laid out the fucking. That's why he laid out the entire theme. And when people are like, all of these plots have problems. Yeah, I agree that the Canto Bite scene was too long, but I don't think it was completely unnecessary. The entire theme of the whole movie is. The entire theme of the whole fucking entire movie is that you learn from failure. Everyone fails, and you learn from that. This is the dark movie. This is
Kylo Ren
I'm
didn't
excited.
fail this one. He succeeded. He became leader
No,
of
he
the
didn't-
entire First Order.
No, he did fail because he did not persuade Rey to join him.
Well,
Well, so
all in
He
good
did not-
time.
He did not kill his mom.
yeah.
And, like,
well, but remember, like too, like
he did not make Snoke proud. Like he failed just as much as anyone else. But it's all about learning about failure.
Well, and again, this,
Okay, wait.
this was the mashup. So the first one, Force Awakens, was Star Wars. They just fucking did it almost perfectly the
Copy
same
of
plot,
New
right?
Hope.
Yeah,
So the
for your
second
bone.
movie, they did an absolute mashup of Empire and Jedi.
Yep.
And so the next movie is an open book. We don't know what the fuck is going to happen. So now they got over the fact that
So
they
I'm
need
ex-
to follow the same pattern for each movie, and now
Abrams is taking the helm, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does to fix it.
to fix the storylines that he was trying to figure out.
Yeah, here's my.
I would like to go back to 1980 and like have this discussion and be like, man, I wonder what George Lucas is going to do to fix this because like, geez, who was it? Irving Kershner.
Han Solo's frozen.
Dude,
Well, here's
problems.
here was my kind of my gripe. I mean, Abrams spent a lot of time in developing a story in the last movie, and then a lot of that stuff was just dismissed and not resolved in this movie.
So apparently, just real quick to interject in the middle of this, apparently Abrams did that, but he had no fucking written plan for what to do with the rest of the story.
Nobody said shit up.
And Ryan Johnson went to Abrams and asked him.
Yeah, he set up a bunch of dominoes, and he had no idea how it was going to play out. But he's like, all right, there you go. There's my domino.
Yeah, but he set shit up, and you could have ran with it, or you could throw it away. And
But they didn't
Ryan Johnson asked Abrams. He's like, "Do you want to guide me? Do you have any ideas for this? Like, where should I go?" And Abrams said, "No, it's all you, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking writer and a director. Write something, fucker.
Yeah, do your fucking job.
But he
You
chose
have-
to
you
throw
have
it
one
away.
fucking
Though.
job,
right?
Luke Skywalker would not throw his lightsaber over his shoulder like that. That was so out of character.
All right, so I will, like I said, I will bring that back to like my first thought was like, Yoda was not Yoda when we first met him. He was that goofy, like, Yoda. And I swear to God, like when I was sitting in the theater, I was like, oh my God, Luke is doing a Yoda. He's gonna be like, he's gonna fuck with Rey in the same way that Yoda fucked with Luke, right? Didn't work out that way, but I was really hoping for that. I was like, lightsaber.
Well, here's the thing, though. Force Awakens is all about getting to Luke and giving him that lightsaber. It's all built up, and then the payoff wasn't there.
Yeah, there's a
I
whole
felt-
story.
was
That's a story for another time.
I agree 100%.
It just felt. I mean, wouldn't he at least say, "Where the fuck did you get this?" Because it was on his hand and got cut off in Cloud City.
And where's my fucking hand? Because robot.
Yeah, do you have the other hand that went with it?
He throws the lightsaber. So where's the hand?
You have that from outside.
Some four-eyed bitch on
I don't care about this. Where's my fucking hand?
Yeah. We have
Probably
new
in the box.
scientists that can attach that fucker.
What's in the box?
You have it on ice?
Oh God!
It was funny because
I don't know. I just
when
got
I saw it with
pissed
my
at that part.
Mock, when I saw it with my parents, it was funny because my dad was like, I thought the over the shoulder was a little too much. I would have preferred if he had thrown it down to the side or handed it back to her and been like, no.
It didn't even seem natural. It just felt forced. It doesn't even look right.
It seemed like Mark Hamill.
Oh, God.
Mark Hamill hated all his lines.
I want to
those
interviews.
interviews.
Conversation, but I gotta pee so fucking bad.
All right, let's do pee
All right,
break.
go pee.
Yeah. Actually, you know what, guys? I gotta sign off for the night.
Yeah,
But,
I got a day too, so I'm gonna call it.
All right,
It's gone too
guys,
Star Warsy.
good catch up.
Sorry.
Star Wars Hangout. Well, we've been waiting to talk about it, so we gotta vent this shit.
I mean,
tonight
there's
and get
a
it
lot
out of
more
our
we could
system.
say.
Yeah, Orange will have to put in, like the title, like something about Star Wars spoilers or something.
Yeah.
Star Wars argument. Spoilers ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, no arcade tonight.
Yeah.
We got arcade for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No, Mark Hamill's interview. I don't know. Did you watch the one I posted that was not edited? That people had like cut pieces out from?
It was a little different.
He specifically says that his knee-jerk reaction when he read the script was that he didn't agree with it, that he didn't think that there was like his character at all, and but he went with it, and then he saw the movie, and he disagreed. He took it back. He thought that he was wrong, and he liked and he basically like elaborated and said, "Well, geez." I mean, if Luke is gonna be the super happy, optimistic guy after all the shit that's went on, and we're gonna see him take down, like he's gonna be this all powerful Jedi. Well, shit. Like, how is he supposed to pass a baton on to someone else? It's not gonna be about him anymore, or it's gonna be about him. It's not gonna be about these new characters. It's not his story anymore. It was very interesting to hear about. I'm with you guys. I would love to have seen Luke fucking just like be a badass the whole time, but this you have to at some point pass things on. And
I didn't have an issue with. I didn't want to see him being a badass. I just didn't want to see him. I mean, they did a complete character 180 with nothing in between. I mean, obviously they had a lot of the story of why he is the way that he is, but I think it was just, I think the character transition was way too abrupt.
But you're talking 30 plus years have passed.
But you need to show me that 30 plus years, just not.
How do you do that though with a character that's aged? You just be like, oh, this is what happened.
The secret map.
Read a fucking story, like Mox.
The secret map is not to the Jedi Temple.
Mark Hamill. That's not Mark Hamill.
That Jedi map was to that island because Rey uses that map to go straight to the island. So
but I'm with Andrew. I like Andrew's.
Like, there's no way some fucking villager on Jakku knew the fucking whereabouts of Luke Skywalker. That doesn't make any fucking sense. He may have.
You're talking about the temple.
Yeah. He understood, or someone may have figured out, like, that the temple, the first Jedi temple, there was a map to that. And that was somewhere in some archive or something like that someone figured out.
And that's what Han said. He said, some believe that he went in search
of the people who were closest to Luke thought he may have gone in search of the Jedi temple. So that was a theory that panned out for fucking plot reasons. Right. But, like, the whole thing was, like, the dude on fucking Jakku did not have a map to Skywalker. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
That's stupid. But a map to the first Jedi temple, that's totally possible.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Night-night, everybody. I'll get sucked in. It'll be like 3 in the morning.
I don't think any of us are.
Go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Yeah. I might take tomorrow off. I'm old.
You got some beard to grow? Some more beard to grow before on Thursday?
I might have one more Manhattan. It's feeling really good right now.
Oh.
I'm old.
Do it.
Oh yeah. Well, you actually that's right. It's after midnight.
I've been old for an hour.
You have been old for an hour. Happy birthday.
Oh, gee.
Can you guys hear me?
Wow.
You've got no, it's your birthday pass.
Hello?
Yeah,
we hear you, Gak.
That's right. It's officially 57 minutes into your birthday.
For your birthday, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee.
For your time zone.
Yeah, well, it took me to say something. Yeah.
No,
no, it did not. I was actually, I already posted it in fucking chat.
Yeah.
That was your birthday tomorrow. When it was
Well, yeah.
IRC or YouTube?
IRC. Birthday tomorrow, you fucking.
Where? I missed it.
Yeah.
I'll scroll back. I'll copy and paste what I posted today.
Does that officially make you in your mid-30s now, or what?
I'm precisely mid-30s.
And he's no longer the magic number.
Yeah.
Yes, right.
That's right, my buddy.
Yeah, he's too old for me now.
Sorry. Time to trade him in.
Your daughter would appreciate that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, totally.
I don't see it. I'm looking at the pink 34Ks.
Are we all Star Wars talked out? Are we done?
I think we're done. I would say, but
It was a good conversation. I didn't completely hate anyone.
No. This is just
Well, we all like
a
the
back and
movie.
forth.
It's
no one
intelligent.
hates the movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good.
I didn't hate it, but I wished more things. I wish I would have gotten what I wanted out of it. I guess I could say.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
I
almost got misty eyed 3 different times.
Yeah.
And that's. I mean,
Carrie Fisher was in outer space. Did that make you cry?
that almost did. The one with Carrie and Luke when they meet,
met up.
even though he's projecting them at the end. Fuck,
Yeah.
dude. And he says you know that Carrie's gone.
Yeah.
And he's like, no one has ever gone, or no one has ever whatever. And he says that to her, and then he kisses. Like, that was beautiful. And then when Luke passes with the double suns, like
the suns. Oh no, I'm right.
Oh my god, dude! I just want to
I was like, that was cinematically exactly what I needed at that point. Those
3 moments, I fucking every time I've seen it 3 times. Every time, never fails. I know it's coming. I don't bawl, but I like, it's got such a hold on me.
Yeah. No, that was a couple moments.
I can't dismiss that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was. I thought that was
like I
so
thought
touching.
Carrie was. I thought Leia was dead. And she's using the Force, and like, yes, it looks like the Mary Poppins saying, yeah, whatever, but she's no,
Superman. I was thinking the flying gun.
It's
Leia. It's Leia. She's still alive, and she's using the fucking Force. We've never seen this shit. Yes.
Yeah.
They did try to explain. Isn't there like a line or a throwaway line saying something about, since Luke isn't using the Force anymore, the Force gets stronger in other people, like Rey and Kylo Ren and maybe Leia. They talk about something about that.
No, but Mark, we can put that into canon if you'd like.
All right, why not?
No, dude, I don't know.
We'll agree to disagree. We'll leave it at that.
I wish you were still at a 7.5 rating.
I know. I had people like really upset with me on Facebook though. Like Joe was really pissed. You're not a Star Wars fan. It's like, yeah, I am. That's why I have these issues.
You know what I have to say. What's a little sad to me is I've had several people say that they either weren't going to see it because they've heard people dissect it to pieces and say it was shitty, or I liked it, but then I heard what people had to say about it, and now I don't.
That taints their
opinion. And that's unfortunate because it's
you gotta watch yourself and make a decision.
Exactly. Like, did you? I don't know. Did you sit there and enjoy it? Then then it was a good movie, right?
A lot of reviewers really loved it. It had like a 95%, like on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh damn!
But the user score was like 50. So it's been split down the middle.
There's been so much speculation too. It's like, well, I think it's flawed, the system with voting, but it doesn't. Again, this is how I interpret it. I like our conversation, and I'm really excited for the next movie in 2 years because, however that movie turns out, I think will indirectly, maybe directly, affect what people think of Last Jedi. Look, I mean, like, if you had a shitty, people consider Return of the Jedi to be the worst of the series, or a lot of people do. Okay.
It has some problems.
What if you had a complete bomb of Return of the Jedi? What would people think of or a movie that was even equally better? Because if you look at archived reviews, this is before Rotten Tomatoes. If you look at old reviews of Empire Strikes Back, the dark movie,
it was split. I remember when it came out. I remember the reviews on it.
I thought that movie sucked.
It was very split.
I still don't like
that I'll just be intrigued. I'll just be interested. Will people's opinion change, or what will people think of this movie in 2 years?
Yeah.
Or,
It's
20,
interesting
or
to
10
me.
years.
We're
Yeah,
gonna need to see the next movie before we
10.
can find it.
Yeah, because that.
Because
One of the things that people
this movie has really grown on me. Mock, honestly, when I first saw the movie, like we talked a little bit, you were like,
Yeah.
I'm at
You
7.5.
and I saw it
Your opinions
first.
changed. And I walked out of the theater and you look at like Cinema Score's rating, which is they randomly, if you guys don't know what Cinema Score is, they randomly choose people exiting the theater and ask them what their opinion is. It's not critics.
That's the worst
it's just-
time for me to fucking.
I gotta still process it. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I had to do.
It takes me a couple days to process.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did. I took a few days to process it and then decide, okay, well, here's what I liked, here's what I didn't like, and
And I only thought yesterday. So me processing this movie was my response, basically, to you guys. And stuff.
yeah. Now, here's something to think about too: is that if you really look at the Star Wars universe, where we really need to get out of this whole Empire thing in a way, because it's like, is that all there is? Is fighting Empire, fighting Empire, fighting Empire? I mean, how many
Fighting the
more
system.
movies can Disney do where it's always about fighting? Well, the New Order, I guess we got to call it. You know, I mean, is
First
that?
Order. Stop calling it the New Order because it's the band.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Driving me nuts with that.
That
First
was
Order.
that's my Moscow mule speaking.
Yeah, I got your Slack with that, and actually, I had copied and pasted like one of your responses, and I was like,
Oh, did I say New Order? Oh, okay.
Stop
sorry.
saying New Order, goddamn it.
I meant to say First Order. Okay, well, whatever they are. The
Joy
Empire.
Division, New Order, these are really bands.
Depeche
the
Mode.
next Empire. Yeah.
No,
Hey, when
Depeche Mode,
Depeche
but New
Mode
Order
is
and Joy Division.
attacking.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay, so but seriously though, I'm thinking about like they need to expand this universe. That's why they show the kids and the boy. It's like they have to do something besides always fighting the Empire or First Order, because is that all there is? There's got to be more to this. You're really making the universe small when you're just keeping it to the Skywalker legacy. You know, that's why they're trying to show
you got the
anybody can have
Democrats against
Jedi
Trump.
powers. We gotta have other planets and show other cool things, and I don't know. They gotta have adventures elsewhere, not always fighting
Yeah.
the Empire.
That's probably why the whole Ryan Johnson doing the whole like branched off trilogy that's not canon. Like I think
they're still debating whether to
that's
give them that or not.
I heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's such controversy over this. That's why.
Are we gonna get like a Star Wars movie in 2018?
A Han
No.
Solo.
Oh, and that thing's a big mess too. So
I don't want to
to
that. You know, I said the same thing fucking about Rogue One, where I'm like, I'm not gonna see this movie. and then it got closer and closer. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna.
I'll check it out. Yeah, you gotta check it out.
I know. It's like, man, I'm gonna regret not seeing Star Wars in the theater. I don't care what it is, and that's eventually what it ends up
They're doing
getting.
the Han
But, like,
Solo spinoff, aren't
like
they?
I don't
Yeah.
fucking care about Han, like where Han Solo came from. Like the premise of with Rogue One, how they got the plans, that is intriguing. Okay, all right, you got these.
I'm on
I don't
board.
care about. Yeah, I don't care about some of the characters. My God, Forrest Whitaker, like he's been so many. He's such a good actor. His character was kind of a joke to me in Rogue
Yeah,
One.
he was a wasted character, I thought.
But like he's such a good actor, and I'm like,
No.
why are they doing?
And I'm not going to go with you to escape from the planet blowing up. So you go ahead. I can't
I'm
run.
gonna die. You know, but
Yeah, it was lame.
like I fucking like I'm with Andrew. I love like 80% of the movie. Like it was so good.
It's fun. It's Star Wars. It's
I didn't like the squid mind reading monster. That was kind of weird.
That's kind of dumb.
There's so many problems with it. But like the thing is, like it's fun, and I have a good time with Star Wars.
Yeah.
So Jim,
Yeah,
I
it's
just posted in Slack at 10:16 p.m. Mountain Time. I said, "Yep, happy birthday to Jim tomorrow." By the way,
Aw. Don't you wish you could see the first cut of that movie before they made him go back to do the reshoots? Because there's so much shit that was cut out of that movie that you saw in the trailers. You know, like the TIE fighter on the catwalk and all that stuff.
Or like
I want to see the first cut of that movie.
I'm a rebel. I'm rebelling. You never saw that.
Yeah, that's not in the movie either. So there's this other movie that we didn't see. There's even scenes with her running with the plans on the beach in the trailer. You know, she's got that big cartridge 8-track tape thing that's the plans of the Death Star. She's running with that on her throughout on the beach.
That's also like in Last Jedi. The third lesson is Rey running on the beach with the lightsaber.
Oh yeah, that's not in the movie either. That scene.
Yeah, his third lesson, which
was that a lesson run with it?
well, Ryan Johnson. Well, you heard that interview where Ryan Johnson talks about that deleted scene. And I can understand why they deleted it, but then they should have maybe changed it to Luke is going to be like, I'm going to teach you 2 lessons because even on the first viewing, I'm like, wait, you only taught her 2 things, right?
Yeah, she left before the third lesson.
Yeah, the third lesson was so Luke tells Rey that once every so often, like once a year or once, I can't remember what it is. These not thieves, but they show up on this island on the island, and they do some sacrifices and stuff, and it happens, and basically Rey's like, well, that's stupid, that's wrong, I'm going to go stop them. And he's like, well, if you do that, they're going to come back in greater numbers like the Sand People. And so are you going to, if you stop them now, they're going to be back. Are you going to be here the whole time? Are you going to be here for years to come? Because they're going to come back in greater numbers and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And so she's like, fuck you, Luke. And so the scene from in the trailer, you see her running with the lightsaber. That's that third lesson. She gets down there and and what ends up happening is that it's not these thieves, these assholes. It's actually the caretakers having a celebration once a year, because apparently all the caretakers on the island are female, and the male guys come back once a year and they do this little celebration, whatnot. So she shows up and she realizes it's a celebration. She's like, fucking A, fuck you, Luke. You are an asshole for putting me up to this challenge. And they decided to cut that out because they made out Luke was more of a dick.
Wow.
That's what I got out of it. There's an interview with Ryan Johnson on YouTube. You can watch it. He talks about that. I posted it,
and it wasn't even a real lesson either. What's the lesson? What did you learn?
I think the lesson was probably like, don't assume, but
until you see it for yourself.
Yeah, like don't go out ready to attack if you don't
know what's really going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We have to see what happens. Do we care about a Han Solo movie though?
God damn, dude! I don't.
Have any of you guys read the old from the 70s, just after the first movie, the Han Solo trilogy?
No.
Oh boy.
Is that the one that they show the cover of the book where Han Solo is on the ground in a forest and Darth Vader's in front of him?
I don't think so, because
find the picture.
I had my brother had the original 3 hardbound copies of it, and none of those had that on it. But I just want to say, like, as far as like a fun Han Solo, like pre-Star Wars trilogy, the original trilogy adventure, it's a great read.
Splinter of the Mind's Eye. That's it.
It goes into a bunch of fun stuff and fun stories that are just pure Han Solo stories. That are a lot
Speaking
of
fun, your flannel pajamas look really comfy.
Oh, I'm so comfortable right now. I had to move on to something.
I've switched from my It's a Major Award Christmas story to my normal wintry. I've got like elf.
You guys.
Christmas,
winter I know, greens,
right? Yeah.
I had to go with something with an
evergreens,
elastic waistband. after the beers tonight. So.
Yeah, right.
They're so comfy. Yeah, this next week is my last week of flying off the handles, and then it's back to keto. So I'll be drinking more, a lot of vodka.
I just started today.
Yeah,
back to Coke Zero and vodka.
Yep, this week's gonna be crazy because like tomorrow. We start up our indoor volleyball again, and it's obviously my birthday, so I'm gonna get shit faced tomorrow night, and then
Hell yeah,
yeah, that's right, Mock. I mean, Mock and Jack and all you fuckers. No, but then after next weekend, it's like back to the regiment. Thank
Although
you.
we're doing the Sonoma wine tasting thing the following weekend. So maybe,
happy birthday to me.
Oh boy.
So maybe it'll have to be 2 weeks. Maybe it'll be 2 weeks. And
well, that's a lot of fun.
Well,
you have fun.
Yeah, red wine. Red wine is we've gone to Sonoma a couple times, so it's kind of been a
that's kind of our anniversary spot.
Yeah, but this time we're taking Zadie with.
Zadie,
which makes me think of when we picked up Zybots and Tales from the Crypt.
Yes,
that was awesome.
Does he like red wine too?
Yeah.
We poured into a bowl and
wrap it up.
And then
she shows us how it's done.
Yeah, totally.
You sniff it first before you gulp it.
She checked out the legs on it. I don't know.
Swirl it around.
Yeah.
Just pick up this bowl. I'll eat it.
Sniff the bouquet.
All right, this selfish part of me is gonna just go ahead and say it. Jimbo, when are you gonna move out to Northern California?
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucker.
Right?
Thanks,
this 24 degrees below weather.
He won't even know what to do with all that nice weather. He'd be like, "What is this?"
Right?
I know, right?
Where do I plug my car in?
Fuck, it's too consistent for me. I'm like, oh, this is boring. That's just
right. You can trade your minus 20 degree days for like overcast every fucking day.
Yeah, right.
You're not helping, Andrew.
Like I said, it was 64 and sunny today. And
you wake up in the bed.
Hey, I like my snow over the holidays.
That's perfect. You know what we do?
I treasure every fucking season.
We visit
Summer,
snow when we want to have
winter,
snow,
spring.
I'll watch it on TV.
You know what? You know what, Jimbo? I'm like a 30-minute drive from snow. You can just you can just swing on by my place, do a couple cap kits on your way out.
There you go.
I'm with the wrong crowd here. I thought Andrew would be on my side.
No, I'm on your side. I'm on your side 100%. If you move to Denver, where we have 4 seasons, you can have the snow when you want it, and then we have 300 plus years of sunshine.
In California, we get to visit snow. We don't have to be in it.
We choose when we want to see the snow. It's like, oh, hey, I want a white Christmas. Guess what? We can make that happen. Not a problem.
Yeah. Stay in a cabin.
So where do you go then? Where do you go for a fall and a spring?
No, we have fall.
Well, yeah, we have fall and we got spring.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Actually,
they have
all we
spring.
have is fall and spring. It's
leaves clogging my pool every year. That's fall.
Exactly.
They have spring, which is brown, and they have summer, which is brown, and fall, which is also brown.
Yeah.
And then winter, which is green.
Yeah.
Which is green. Damn straight.
As opposed to
Andrew's my
Colorado,
boy.
where you can have green summer, red fall, white winter,
and bears.
You know,
and weed.
If I could,
weed too.
every season, and be like, I want all 4 seasons to be exactly 3 months, like right down the middle.
What are you living in Fantasyland?
No, we're really fucking close here. We're really fucking close here.
What do you want Jim to live near you and not Carrie?
I know, right? That's what
I want them both to move here.
That's not going to happen.
Move to Denver.
Yeah.
I want them both to be here in Colorado with me. What are you talking
We're all
about?
moving in.
Yeah.
My wife keeps joking
pajamas
about
done.
moving to Idaho.
The real estate is super
Pajamas
cheap
are
here in
uncanny. Yeah.
You better insulate that garage because I gotta get a sleeping bag in there.
Right?
There's already heaters there.
I will actively heat that garage if you guys move out.
You know what's funny though about the whole like
Mule said short shorts
what
every day, Jim.
Yeah, Richard Simmons shorts every day.
What I was gonna say is that what's funny about what you're saying is that so this weekend is a big weekend. So first off, let me just say Carrie's met my folks, and they're all excited because my dad my folks are nature nuts, like insect geeks, you name it. My dad raises. My dad raises monarch caterpillars, butterflies. He tags them so that he can track them. Like 2 of his monarchs migrated to Mexico, and he saw that, and that's online.
Yeah.
My folks, we're all big. I grew up in a family of nature nuts. Anyways, they love California because they go there. They go there when they can to watch the monarch migration.
It's a big deal in Colorado, California. Like I remember, like when I moved to California in Monterey, with the state like bug, or whatever. It's like if you get pulled over and you've got a monarch in the grill of your car, you can get a ticket.
Get the fuck out of here.
A fucking butterfly. And I was
I've never heard that.
Wow.
Well, Monterey, they make a big deal about the.
You know, Texas, they still have on the.
Yeah, it's fucking Monterey.
Buffett.
What's going on?
Christmas tits.
There's like weird laws like that. You know, like in Texas, they still have on the law books. I think
your Christmas tits.
Yeah,
he still has them.
Oh, there we go. He still has Christmas tits on there.
I never saw them the first time.
So my parents are really excited to visit, come out to Carrie. But anyways, so this weekend though, she's meeting my grandparents and my sister, brother-in-law, and niece. So it's kind of a big fucking deal. I mean, like, and I didn't set that up. That was my mom, and it's like when that happens, it's like, oh, we're in serious business now.
Yeah, that's like you better be in best behavior job interview action.
That's like, oh shit, I'm just kidding.
See, no, his meeting his parents were more so, but his grandparents sound really sweet, and I don't think his.
And you don't really give 2 shits about my sister and brother-in-law because who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So this one is not high pressure. As it's still actually seeing his parents for a second time is more nerve-wracking than meeting his really sweet grandparents.
It shouldn't be though, as nerve-wracking as the first time.
No,
we were at my parents' place for like 4 hours. Remember that?
Oh yeah, no, we were. That's true. We were there for a long time. Damn, that fish
was a long ass time.
They did they did some grilled fish. And it was or fried fish. It was delicious.
Oh yeah, you had sunfish
Oh,
for the
my
first
God,
time.
that was
Yep,
delicious.
Minnesota has some good fish.
They do. Luckily, it freezes and we'll
Fresh
fly out
water.
to California just fine. Or we could visit.
Oh,
And it only costs a few dollars to import it.
We have some amazing fish in Colorado. Just saying.
Yeah.
Fly fishing.
We got trout.
I love this. I love this tug of war. It's
we have
the trout.
I know, right? We have fresh Dungeness crab that's caught just like 10 miles down the road from me.
Not only do we have amazing like fly fishing, we also have amazing cattle and cows. And you can eat their balls.
Cow meat.
Cows. Yeah. We have the happy cows.
We have Rocky
Our
Mountain.
In-N-Out burgers are
That
delicious.
should be Denver's like tagline. Come out to
Rocky
Denver,
Mountain
enjoy our
oysters.
cow meat.
Dude, Colorado's a ranching
Better
state,
after you
man.
enjoy our pot.
We've got amazing beef here that is grown here in Colorado.
I'm sure you got some good.
Do they have In-N-Out burger in Colorado?
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
we do not have In-N-Out here though. However, we have Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have them too.
I need another drink and I need some food really bad.
I do sort of wish I went to that Mexican joint in Denver, Orange
Place with the waterfall.
All right.
Oh,
next time,
Casa Bonita.
Next time you guys come, if you really want to try it. But
Yeah, and we do need
Dude,
it seems like we were really busy the whole time.
we were super busy, but Casa Bonita is definitely.
I wouldn't trade any of what we experienced to do that. You know, it's like if I had one more day, maybe. You're right. You know.
Yeah.
Much guys to like a place that does like good like Colorado meats and beefs and stuff like that does like local stuff because you missed out, Matt. I mean, Rocky Mountain oysters. If you guys had had the chance to eat some
That's bull's balls, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we got to go to that pizza joint across from the one up at Colfax, and I got to hear the story about Johnny Hotcakes being hammered and playing Frogger running across traffic.
He did. You guys saw the street. Like, you're not kidding. Like, I heard about that story the same night that was happening because John Exedy was texting me. He was like, dude, fucking John just ran across like one of the busiest streets in Denver on a Friday night.
Because he was hitting up all the mixed drinks, right? So he was hammered.
I cannot believe he is not fucking dead.
Yeah.
So he literally played like live Frogger on Colfax. That's
live Frogger.
Dude, it's fucking terrifying. He may as well have been fucking blindfolded like the rest of us were playing Frogger earlier. Jesus Christ. That's taking your life in your hands.
Right? So,
are we gonna shut the show down?
Yeah.
I'm fading personally.
Yeah, I'm tired.
You want to give us the outro? Yeah,
okay.
So
good night, everybody.
So
thank you for joining us. Well, and who do we have today?
Mark, it's really interesting because we have kind of split groups here. Now that we have the IRC, there's people that can't or won't do IRC for whatever reason.
Oh,
but yeah, it's really interesting to see that division, I guess we'll call it. We had upwards of 20 people in the IRC, and the Hangout. We got 11 people in the Hangout on YouTube right now.
Oh damn!
Guys, I don't think Mule made it over to the IRC. Steve Wallard. I got to quickly talk about last week. We did. We tried to do a split screen live gameplay. It was interesting. A little bit of a shit show, I guess, but we tried.
Was that the one that I was playing games with you guys?
You did the second night, I think, Mock.
Oh, okay.
The first night, Andrew hung out with us. That was the Skype night. Was the first night.
This is more shit than show.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
In the preliminary test, it seemed to go pretty well, but it was basically just me and Orange Whip. But I don't know what the issue was. I know Orange Whip was trying different things, and I don't know. But whatever. The point is, let's just hang out and have some fun. So yeah.
Fun.
Anyway, so Steve Wallard hung out with us Saturday night, I think. Maybe both nights, I can't remember. But anyway, so good times. Sodasic, who's that? Anybody know who that is?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
A bunch of people.
So in IRC, we've got our friend David, who's joined us for Grinkers the last couple of years. Super Sterns.
Oh yeah,
my blind Frogger partner.
Your blind
there you
Frogger
go.
partner. There you go.
We fucking kicked ass.
Brian Frober, who of course is like one of our longtime awesome.
So fingers crossed, we're gonna get to see him in San Diego. So he's got to make it at least one of the nights. Come on. Has to make it happen.
He said that he wants to do it. He wanted to know what kind of beer we drank, and we told him. We tell him
we do not discriminate when it comes to beer.
Kind of has
I'm going
liquid.
to say that.
Yeah, I just kept saying beer, and he said he drinks NyQuil.
Okay.
Ew.
I don't think he drinks, honestly.
Yeah, I don't.
I want to say he said he doesn't drink.
He doesn't drink.
But he's near. Gleek called it out. I can't remember the name of the brewery. It's pretty freaking awesome. He's nearby it. I can't remember the name of it.
And he was asking for a beers he could bring that didn't involve him having to wait in line for a day and a half.
Oh, well, yeah, good luck there.
Yeah.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Bring beer. It'd be great.
We don't discriminate. We'll drink it all. We'll even drink Dave from Buffalo's, Bud Lights.
No, it's funny. Like I remember, like when
No, we won't.
No, we won't. Draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
No, it's funny actually because like I remember like Joe on one of the arcade Outsider episodes, he was saying like, and I actually have used this quote before because like I fucking love it. It's like, dude, if I go over to your house and you're drinking fucking Coors Light or whatever it is, that's what I'm getting drunk on tonight. We're drinking that tonight.
Right.
And that's exactly the way I'm at. It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I love great beers, but at the same time, dude, like, we're drinking whatever you got.
Yep, that's true too.
I'll certainly slow my pace with some, but yes.
Unless it's Lucky Lager, I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven. I'll be right back.
Henry Weinstein.
But Lucky Lager has those awesome caps that you can.
Right?
You know,
Games are fun.
Yeah.
It's better than the beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brian Frober, thank you for watching as always. And using our IRC, we've got
Yeah, I think he went to bed. I don't think he's still listening.
Name Lover. I don't know who that exactly
He's here for all
is.
night.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Purple Nintendo.
I didn't see Purple Nintendo join or talk, but
No, but he's in the chat.
Whoever D-hacked was.
Yep, D-hack D. Or hack Geach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Batshit Crazy.
Batshit Crazy is the bot. Don't mind that one.
Oh, okay. Yaor. I think that's the guy up north. He's in Washington or
I pronounce it Ewer, but yeah, that's who it is.
Okay.
Yeah. He's definitely been around here before. Dan P.
I wonder if that's Pac-Man P. Dan.
Oh yeah, Pac-Man Dan maybe.
Could be. Pac-Man Dan with the
Gleek did not actually come on with us, but he was in the chat for a while.
He's been in the chat all night. Yep.
Well, he could have. I wasn't here.
So
right?
we may have missed some people who have left early.
Buffett, is your
Major joined us actually live?
Yeah, he did.
Purple Nintendo does say something. Disney doesn't care about preserving what Abrams did. Tossing it out only
I
holds
wonder
your
if Purple
attention
Nintendo
more.
is Chase.
Oh, no.
You never know.
That was
That's
a
a
hypothesis.
good
I know Josh
possibility.
is usually here
That could be.
in the chat, but I didn't see him this time.
Yeah.
From Canadian Arcade.
Yeah. Dave Elope
Yep.
was it IRC?
Yep, Dave Elope. Yep.
That's right. Our Jedi.
Yep. Bliss.
I didn't get to talk about our 2-week challenge, whatever. We're all good. I'll post something tomorrow.
That went really well.
Yep, exactly.
Oops. I forgot to cover it.
Yeah.
I know, maybe I need to have a little agenda sheet.
Yeah.
We got to hit certain things.
Sarah AB87, of course, was on earlier.
Sarah
Sarah was talkative. Yep.
Zoyland, who apparently lives in Denver area, but I don't know her. Was on earlier. Start scrolling back quickly here.
Buffett, is your MagFest happening this weekend?
Yeah, I'm in the hotel room.
Yeah,
we
wondering. We were talking MagFest earlier.
Yeah,
we were guessing. That's where you've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Yeah, we opened in technically tomorrow.
Wow.
But I've been here setting up the arcade since Sunday.
Wow, awesome.
You exhausted?
Cool.
Yeah.
Good times.
Pretty tired. Pretty tired. I've been getting a lot of games repaired, getting a lot of stuff set up, running around the cruise, and all that happy jazz. So I picked up my truck Friday. So
what are you excited that you didn't bring to play there?
What am I excited to bring that I'm not going to play?
What are you excited to play that you did not bring?
Nothing.
So somebody else's game.
Nothing.
All right.
I don't play many games. I haven't played a single one of Breakers either. So
Right? Yeah.
yeah, I didn't drop a quarter.
Bump, set, and fail.
Yeah. Sorry, but I don't play games. I really don't. There's only a handful I'd like to play.
I know you like to play games. I just wondered if there's anything there that you saw while you were setting up this thing that you wanted to play, but whatever.
I might play some of the, if I get a chance, I might play some of the pins I haven't played. But as far as the videos go, no, I'm probably not going to play any of those. So no, my friend or my girlfriend wants to play or something. She's coming up on Friday. If she wants to play or whatever, yeah, I'll play with her. Just because she wants to enjoy the games or with me or whatever. But
yeah, that's
cool.
There's a lot of people who'd love to have their partner who would be like, "Hey, let's play some games together."
Yeah,
cool.
No, it's cool.
Do that.
But yes, I will. I will have my bikini shirt. No worries, I got it right here in my bag. I got my fruit shirt too. So.
You said like 25,000 people or something crazy like that goes there.
I don't know what the final numbers will be. We're expecting somewhere between 18K and 20K.
Man, that's just crazy numbers.
Yeah. Lots of good time going on. For sure.
Wow.
So y'all still have time to make it.
Catch a quick flight.
That would be fun some
I'm
year.
sure the last minute flight would not,
Yeah.
Well, it's 24 hours till Sunday, so you got time.
I think it would be awesome to run a NAT down in MagFest at some point.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be fun? That would be cool.
You would have a lot of games to choose from. So,
do they happen to be changing their marijuana laws for 2019?
Because that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have to check.
Zero of us do that. We just kind of change the marijuana law states.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Like, yeah.
We just like to look at it.
None of us are really smokers, but
watch it go up in smoke. Yeah, I know.
Oh, right. Exactly. We just want to make sure it's an option. But yeah.
Did Jimbo call it a night, or where he
No, he went to go make another drink.
Oh.
It's like, what's that saying? I like cocaine. I like how it smells.
Yeah. I don't do it. I just like how it smells. I'm not a user. I just like to smell it.
That's right. That's why you like marijuana. You like all the smoke rings it makes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Buffett.
So funny. No, but yeah, you definitely should have a net out here one year. It would be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we should definitely plan on that. Because I would love an excuse to make it out there.
For sure.
Time.
First week of January, right? Every year.
Yeah. It should be the first week of January till 2020. After that, I'm not sure because I got to redo the hotel contract.
I see.
So so you got a couple more years until they redo it. To try to get the same dates. They want these same dates. So I don't expect it changing unless something else has it already booked. Past that. Already contracted. Because that happens sometimes,
right?
Around here in this hotel. But yeah, it'd be cool because we'd have to talk about it early, to make sure you guys, make sure you have hotel space and all that stuff, so that way you're not, scrambling for all that, when it goes nuts. Because all the hotels in the National Harbor sold out in like 45 minutes.
Jeez.
Wow.
And there's five or six of them around here.
So we got 2018 figured out, but we have not talked about 2019.
We have not.
There we go.
2019.
If Brad can't put it together for Vancouver.
Yep. Yeah. That could be an option.
That was originally supposed to be what 2018 was.
It was.
Right, but he didn't get it.
Vancouver, but he didn't do his thing. So
face kept
figure it out.
We'll give Brad 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
You don't have your arcade running within the next 4 or 5 months. All right, we're doing MagFest.
we're going on to where is it?
The place is so 2020.
It's Virginia or something, right?
Yeah, I thought it was Maryland.
No, it's right across the border in Maryland, right across the Woodrow Wilson Bridge from Virginia.
Yeah,
you travel over the water.
You go, you sneeze, and you pretty much pass through Maryland. It doesn't take long.
No. Yeah. Maryland's a pretty big state, so you can't sneeze but so hard in a few places.
Okay, it's the size of a good-sized California county.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole state. Yeah, absolutely. You're about right.
Yeah. Yeah, not one of our small counties, but not one of our huge ones either.
No. Yeah, a bit small mid-range.
You'd be looking for a break from the winter thing. Might want to take a trip down south.
Yeah.
Have a mint julep or something like that. What do they serve down there?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But
I'm not asking you because I know you don't know. But like
Maryland's what's weather like in Maryland right now?
Depending on the time of day, it's been fluctuating between about 28 to 50.
That's not a vacation.
It's 8. In Baltimore right now is 18 degrees.
Yeah.
I think it had a high of tomorrow is expected a high of 34. So yeah, there won't be any mint julep sipping.
No, not at this time of year. Now during the summer, sure, but not this time of year.
Yeah, in August when there's lots of bugs. That's
But you can always embrace a high of 34.
That's oh, nice. Done.
Yeah, buddy.
Embrace it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, get her done.
Yeah,
You know.
so to speak.
It won't take but 2 or 3 of you.
No, it won't take much.
Maybe 4.
Yeah. High at 34.
Sorry. Cheap joke.
But yeah, I'll be having my own fun here shortly. When it opens.
Dude, we can't wait to hear your summation of the show and how it goes.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind, doing a little stream or whatever, but the, internet, is not real good. So unless you're actually on the land, in the system, to be able to broadcast. Now, if you guys wanted to do something like that, while you were here, as long as we, got together with the tech ops people, get you allocated, in the system, we could do, you could do a stream if you wanted to. So
that'd be a ton of fun. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so figure it out.
Yeah, it can be done. We just got to get together early enough, so that way everything gets planned in.
Right.
Yeah. But no, it's fun to see all you guys out here,
Yeah.
having a good time, 300-400 games, plus all the other stuff going on. So.
No big deal.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
That's it. I made it out there, did Brittany?
Yep, right. Me and Taito.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night, you guys.
All right, Mark. Yeah, I think I'm ready to clock out too.
All right,
Jimbo
we're still live.
left
You say
us. He's
goodnight
not
to everybody.
returning.
Yeah.
He's taking a pizza or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
So happy birthday to Jimbo.
wow.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
Buffett,
birthday.
You made it on.
I did.
So,
I did.
all right. Well, we'll talk to you guys next week. Sound
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yay.
Sounds
Good? All right. Take care, everyone.
All right.
I don't know who's
Show
gonna.
for show
I guess
2018.
34. You can
All right.
wrap
So
it.
thank you so much for joining us for another exciting episode of Arcade Hangout. We do this once a week. We get together as a collection of arcade enthusiasts, hoping to brighten your day, increase your knowledge of the vast arcade hobby.
And Star Wars.
Talk about our collection.
Yeah, exactly,
Talk
Jake.
about potentially other 80s related things, Star Wars, one of which might be included. So, yes, we will see you again next week with our question of the week, another arcade gameplay by our. Do we have a new game going for the next week?
Yeah. I'll
good
announce
one.
it on KLV tomorrow.
Yeah, so Chris,
Two games. Two games for 2 weeks.
Chris, our very own Gak Attack will announce a brand new exciting challenge for next week.
I actually already created it. It's Gyrus and Donkey Kong Jr. for anyone interested.
Oh,
I
very
think
good
that's
games. So
Yeah.
Gyrus and Donkey Kong Jr. is going to be our exciting new games to.
Two games for 2 weeks.
This is an interactive
Play both of
show.
them? Or can you only play one of them?
Do whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy.
All right, cool.
We'll take
Well,
any
I don't
score
have-
you
I don't
can
have
give
the
us.
ability to
Yeah,
play more
right?
than one. Yeah, exactly. I can only play one of them.
So yeah, thank you again for watching. Let me apologize for the last 3-4 hours of the show.
Yeah.
Came out an hour late and then just talked about Star Wars for 2 hours.
We can't like promise the show is going to be arcade related, but it is what it is, and we had a good time in it. I hope you did too.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week. Thank you very much, and this is Arcade Outsiders saying goodbye.
Are you mean Arcade Hangout? But that was close. Shit.
Yeah.
Have another one.
It was slightly on purpose. All right, so and cut. Let's repeat that one.
Yeah.
And Arcade Hangout saying goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Somebody better tell words to edit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
All right.
We're still
Sounds
live,
good. Take
actually,
care,
but,
guys.
We are. Yeah, but that's